Okay. Last time, you guys had a wonderful time in the settlement of Vulin after seeing it under siege by a plague spreading around. Sadly, it wasn't too long before you found that your entire party had been infected beforehand, though thankfully with the same disease, so you only had to deal with one at a time. However, finding the previous alchemists that had come to this area, as well as their research notes that they left behind in their wake, though sadly no wake for them, you found that it was a rather difficult disease to get rid of, especially from the knowledge of Edwin, knowing that it's also magic resistant, so it couldn't just be clicked fingered away. With the idea that you could go to some local caverns, hopefully full of deadwood and the like, you would be able to find the candle mushroom, as noted in the very academic notations. It could be a valued cure for said disease if you were to extract its components. You spoke with some of the inhabitants of Vulin and eventually landed on a particular cave you could go to investigate. However, the interior was a bit not as welcoming as you would have hoped for, as along with deadwood, there were plenty of roots vying for your blood and flesh as a lovely meal, as well as the goulified moving bodies of previous people, giving you a warning not to go in further, and from the thick green mist and the sludge on the ground down to around 20 feet deep, it definitely would have some effect on you in time. Thankfully, even though battered, bruised, and bleeding, you are able to survive the effects of the underground and deal with the creatures therein. Eventually, you were able to go to a side passage of the cave, and after defeating yet another monster, though this one a corrupted treant, you found a large supply of the candle mushrooms. Leaving behind some just so they can spore and regrow in that area, you took a sizable amount back to the settlements of Vulun. As you made your return, however, you did meet a traveling bard by the name of Lori, who spoke that they were hunting a werekin who had attacked his settlements in Pardini. They'd asked of any other ways that you would know of how to deal with werekin, and you gave her a few ideas, to which she rewarded you with a song on her flute that you had inspiration for your next save against a disease. Unsure if it helped at all, as pretty much everyone failed again. She also handed off her flute that had her name inscribed on it. Returning to Vulin, the city was rather quiet, as most people succumbing to the disease are now asleep and hard to waken. Rushing back to the alchemist's shack, as it was full of alchemical equipment, Edwin set to extracting the parts of the mushroom with the mostly moving of items aid by the three others. Making a few batches here and there, after the first, the process got quite quicker, as you were able to thumb down how to do it. And as it turned to night, you administered the cure to the rest of the party who were still afflicted with it. And we woke on the next day, as everyone has their slight return to them, though they are still relatively weak from the disease's effects. However, now you can get the natural healing every rest thereafter. And we ended the last session just as you were waking up, so we shall continue from there.
And just to be clear, so if we've been out for just the day because the mushrooms have had to be attached to us, or how long were we asleep for?
You were just asleep for the normal 8 hours under the effects of the mushroom.
Okay.
You did also have a dream for both Edwin and Drazenka. I think you were speaking of that before we ended as well.
Yes, the corridor. In that case, I'll just check on. I was about to say everyone else, but Owen's there are fine, aren't they? out of character these hero points, but somehow we don't know what, you were able to overpower the disease.
Yes.
Correct.
If we know that it works, Edwin's going to get up and, feeling a lot better than he was, but still pretty damaged and very weak, will ask the party, are you all free of this malady then?
Yeah, I think we all are.
Seems so.
I think I am.
Good, well, we should certainly spread the news to the town, and Nabas, how much of the mushrooms do we actually have left to use for the town, or assist them with what they want?
Well, thankfully, Berlin is a small town. You have enough mushrooms that you could cure as many residents as there are here. It's just that you still have to do the extraction process for the rest.
Okay. Edwin will say, I suggest we get numbers, run the extraction process, and save as many people as we can. After that, we should probably have a talk about the last few days. We've had some very strange occurrences happen.
Didn't we organize the whole town after it started curing us to work on getting it everybody who we could?
Yes, you were.
Okay, so we know so we do know numbers. Apologies. Yeah, in that case, Edwin will pretty much get up, check his companions are okay, and go back to work. I know that seems a bit rushed, but there's lives at stake.
What percentage of the town do we think we're through for curing dosages?
You've only had one day, and a lot of that was spent figuring out the process. You've done about 10% of the population.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so we got a lot more work to do then.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do.
Yeah, but it was said that now we know the process is going to be faster. It's just the first batch is difficult to make.
Yeah, and during that I think Zaira and August, Drazenka took the first dose, and then those two were like carrying what they could and taking stock of the situation, so we kind of know who's the worst off, so start with those people who are like flat asleep and can't be woken up because of the disease.
Right.
Yeah, like the late stages first, and then work our way
Yeah,
backwards.
exactly.
Yeah, Edwin's
Yeah, there's those who are like still awake to places where we can get the cure easier, but start with those who are just flat out.
Yep, he's gonna get up, check everyone's okay, push the hair out of his eyes and tie it behind his head, because at this point, probably haven't had a haircut in a while, will be on the road for a while, and get to work. I don't know if anyone else has anything else they particularly want to do this morning.
I'm going to do the same as last. I'm going to gather up crowds of people who've been cured and start having them help us manufacture, distribute whatever we can. In fact, as part of that, I'd like to ask if there's anybody around town who works with alchemical supplies on a regular basis.
There is the local alchemist shop where you just sell items, but they aren't too well versed in making disease cures. Though they are awake, so you could ask them for anything.
All right, yeah, I'll ask them if they have any knowledge or ability in preparing concoctions, so that they can.
Not the
help
type
out.
you're making.
Ah, okay. Well, what if Edwin like walked them through it while he was doing it, so that they could learn? Would they be able to learn it?
If they watch him enough, yeah, they could replicate it.
All right, they've officially been pulled into our setup in there. not allowed. I'm not gonna like force
Forced
them to.
apprenticeship.
I'm not gonna force them, but they really don't have much choice in the matter. I'll use like diplomatic type threats, like if you.
I mean, if
You're-
you don't do this, people are gonna die. So
Yeah, if you don't do this, the rest of your town is gonna die, and we'll make
think
sure to let
about the profits.
we'll make sure to let the city lord know that you were unhelpful on purpose. That type of stuff.
Well, that's probably not going to be very convincing, as there is no lord. There's a lady.
Well, that was figure of speech. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
actual.
I don't know. I think you need a penalty for that diplomacy roll.
Do you
But
want
yeah,
me to roll?
you don't have to. Yeah, but they are very aware of the situation that they'll just like take the command and go.
All right, and then same as last time. Gather up all the people who have been cured already, and just put them to manual labor as much as possible.
Fair enough.
All right, Edwin, give me a heal check.
Alrighty. Please be good. Just making sure it's correct. It is. I haven't got the buffs on. Ugh. So 30.
All right, roll me a d4.
On low number. Yeah.
At least of this, the low number's bad.
What? Every other time it's good. I've been lied to. Alright.
I mean, that's that well, a d4 after a check like that normally is for time for gather information. That's not what this is for.
God damn it. Alright. Fine.
In this day, you will cure another 17%.
Okay. Edwin's certainly frustrated, and is going to sort of not clatter his tools down, but put them down with less care than normal, before essentially just popping his stuff away. I don't know what everyone else is doing at this point, so I don't know if I'm here alone or not.
You'd most likely see Siren in an hour so often.
As soon as your tools are down, Zarin whisks in and takes them away to be washed. Got a big old pot of water in the other room to boil for sanitary reasons.
Thank you, Zarin.
Yeah, no problem. Doing what I can. I got you an assistant.
Oh. And who would that be?
Local apothecary type person. They're not real well versed in the type of stuff that we're doing, but they can watch and learn.
Fine, they can come here tomorrow. Learn, run the process. We're not going to do any more today.
They'll be here first thing.
Excellent. Right, well, we're not going to get much else done today.
I think we're a little over a third of the way through the population at this point.
I suppose the question is, how long do we stay here?
And long enough to make sure we get all of the doses that we can make out to all the people that we can. I think tomorrow I'll see if I can organize a hunting party for more candle mushrooms. Let them know the types of locations that they can be found in and see if they might be able to find some more.
Good. Al may be able to help you. They're very good at finding things, although they are quiet these days.
I'm sure I can help find something.
Indeed. The two of you, in fact. It's remarkable how untouched you are. I realize you were both ill, but you've both had very fortuitous circumstance to help you. And what happened in that cave, now? The roar, the splitting of the ceiling, and then you're suddenly fine. I've never seen you transform like that before.
Yeah, that was different.
You know?
Just to confirm, it wasn't her doing the roar and her doing the shaking.
No,
The
no.
cave did that, and then she transformed.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that she did that. It was more like just the effect.
Yeah.
And I realised at character, yes, that is hero points, but it's still... It's weird.
Don't think that really had anything to do with me. Didn't feel like I did anything different. But it just happened.
The both of you defy expectation on a regular basis. I just worry about what it's doing to your bodies. I need to get some sleep.
Yeah, eat better. Don't forget to eat either.
My apologies, Mother. I didn't realize you were here as well. They will say it with a small smile and move off to the kitchen.
There, will grumble. I think I'd make a great mother. So...
What is Drazenka doing?
At this time, she's probably cooking. Like during the day, while Zyron was focusing on those who were already healed and rallying them, Drazenka would have been like spending time with those still, like who are still deceased and trying to make their time a little easier, assuring that cure is coming, things are gonna get better, while also like running back and forth to her own friends, making sure they are okay, and especially Edwin, that he does take breaks and actually eats. It's not always with the chemical process. But right now, if we're all back, yeah, she's probably preparing us a meal. As she does. Only the important roles.
Always.
You're apparently in major mother hen mode.
Yep.
To make a massive feast, probably for more people than were in this house.
Yep.
We were using a more public space for treating people, right?
And probably, like we mentioned, that take people to like the churches.
Mhm.
Those who can
Get back
move.
to churches.
Yeah, those who can move, we would be moving people to locations where they are easier accessible once the cure can be properly distributed.
Yeah.
And like that's part of the process. Like as people are getting cured, we can start like moving them around more. But most of them were already in that catatonic state, right? So.
Right.
Alright. If that's all for this day, pass into the next. Unless you're doing anything different for this day, Edwin, you can give me a heal check.
Alrighty. I will ask briefly, is there anything you guys can do to help me with this? Just to see if I can get a higher number.
Can I do anything to help?
I don't think anyone has a high enough heal check to really help you.
No,
Fair enough.
I haven't got it.
Mind if I roll high enough, but yeah, I mean, I could stay here with you, help you if you want.
No,
I think
if you
I
have the-
auto succeed on the if it's just to assist.
Since this is a crafting part, you need to be able to actually succeed in doing the thing
Okay,
to actually
then
aid someone.
there's a chance.
it's amazing.
My heal isn't terrible, but it's not yours.
Yeah.
Alright. Could maybe
If you have your
where
own
is
plans,
it?
like feel free to do those. But if you want to help, feel free.
Give you heroism, but it's like only for like 70 minutes.
Yeah, save it for now, I think. Never mind.
I really have enough skill buffs that last for longer than that.
That's fine. So 35, please. It's not great. It's not terrible.
All right, roll me a d4.
Yeah.
All right. Today, you're able to cure another 29% of the population.
Does the assistant help at all?
Yes.
Okay. Do they seem like they're capable of replicating the process well?
A lot slower than you, but yes.
Okay. Have we managed to at least wake up all of the sleeping individuals? Or are there still people in danger?
Oh no, there's plenty of people still asleep.
Okay. I'll probably just... Edwin will put his tools down, thank the assistant, but will definitely look like he was hoping this would be easier now that we've figured out how to do it. Another day. Damn. I'm sorry, this is going to take a little bit longer than we hoped.
It's good work we're doing here.
It is, but there is no but. It is good work. It just seems like we should be somewhere else. Do you not think?
Possibly we could maybe attempt request an audition with the lady of the town and see if she can take it from here.
I doubt they have the medical expertise for it, unfortunately. It's maybe worth a try, but I can't exactly go on my it when I'm doing this. I simply worry about, well, frankly, other people we're here to save. And I do mean people, not individuals.
One thing at a time, Edwin. We are all individuals as well. There's no need to take on the whole world.
We're not taking on the whole world, we're taking on a vision. And finding, well, frankly, it seems like who we are for the most part. I worry about those two. Al and Zyra. There's so much potential in them. So much power. It worries me. Scares me, even. And you, too. There's not many people I know who can manipulate time via icicles of colossal size and transform into dragons.
You were also born to a, no offense, but relatively small place of Hatterwood. You grew up in smaller circles. There are many who are much more capable than I am. But you are correct about those two. And yourself as well.
I put
Growing
things
stronger day by day.
I suppose, but the point is, you all have great power in you. I worry if that ever goes the wrong way. And what happens after this? We've only just started, and as you say, we grow stronger as we move. What happens when Owl's body makes them bigger? Do we know if they can? The size of the dragon now could be larger, more powerful, more frightening. Zyron could start doing things we can't even imagine, and you sell yourself short. You made bridges of ice and constructs of your faith. But we've seen what happens when that goes awry. I'm tired. Need to go to sleep.
What everyone does with their future is for themselves to decide. We are all still young, discovering new things, new avenues for each of us. Right now we are focused on helping your mother. Well, right now we are focused on helping Volan. You speak as if you are not part of this growing group as well. Mr. Healing this entire city of a raging disease. Almost single-handedly.
Hardly. I'd be dead more times than I care to mention.
So would any of us if we were doing any of this alone. That's why we are not alone.
Maybe I'm simply overthinking it, but I can see a future where I do this. This is what I will do for the rest of my life. And the rest of you will go on to do something more grandiose. I can see it. I just worry about how it's going to lead you.
Nothing less grandiose about curing people. If that is what you want to do, that is wonderful, Edwin.
It is. Well, it's what
There is so much power in curing people and keeping them alive, giving them another chance. If we hadn't come down this way, who knows what would have befallen Vulon?
Maybe. And you're wrong, by the way. We're not here just for my mother. We're here for your people, are we not? They must be around here somewhere.
Oh, I know I am. And I certainly hope so, but Paw Prints in the Snow is quite a vague vision even for her.
Indeed, and so is a corridor leading to a blizzard and, well, something else, but I digress. We need to find Owl's tribe as well. But that's something we'll speak to about her. With... I'm going to bed.
If there is nothing else, pass into the next day. As there's quite the loud rain outside, as it's going to be for most of the day. 7 hours of rain.
clearly air up a little bit. You never know.
I mean, this comes from spores, so I guess it would hit the spores to the ground.
Is anything? Do we hear anything about the people I sent out to look for mushrooms?
It's gonna take them some time.
Yeah, it's only been they started off the day before, so this is
Yeah.
the second day. So probably won't hear anything quite yet, especially since it took us like 3 days.
Alright, Edwin, give me that heal check.
Alrighty. Be good. That's terrible. Do I have hero points? No.
You've already spent some hero points on this.
I have. So that'd be 26. So not great. How many dice rolls?
Not great indeed, as today you only do 9% of the population.
Yeah. Not much I can do about that, apart from be annoyed about it. I will say to the party, I suggest we give this one more day. After this, we're going to... The majority of people are safe here, and we have our own priorities to move on to. I am sorry you've had to stay this long.
There's no problem.
As the apprentice that we co-opted into service learned very much from Edwin.
Yeah, he asked yesterday. The guy can replicate it, it's just going to be a slow process for him.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, but this is a deadline disease.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure, I say give it one more day, and then I'm sure they can take it from here.
We'll need to make an assessment of the population, but yes, I don't want to keep you here longer than you need to be. It's just disappointing, that's all.
Your fault that there was a drip in the ceiling and water got into your supplies.
Unfortunately, it is, Zaire, and I don't. You don't cause this problem with your swordsmanship or with their ability to cause harm to our foes.
Hey, if water gets in my eyes, I can't see very well.
It is a very universal problem.
I suppose so.
If I can't see, then I can't stay up.
I'm fairly sure I've seen you stab people while blinded before, but I digress. I see your point. Let's hope tomorrow is a better day.
Day will pass into the next. As you head into the month of August. Hit me with that heal check.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a bit better. So that'd be 41.
Alright, roll me d4.
Come on, 4. You can just roll it for me.
If you really want him to.
Yeah.
Jester.
Sorry, say again.
Can you roll my d4 for how long this takes? or how many people we get. Nice,
Sure.
we like it.
Good. If there were enough people, you would have saved the flip side of the percentage. It would have been 56%.
I'll take it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice,
Jasper.
nice, nice.
And
All
All
saying
of
this
the
is going
matter
to
offspring.
be... Yep,
Stop.
you just make some spares in case somebody comes into town. Saying this is going to be the final day, one way or the other, it's certainly one of the better ways, as Edwin not exactly rushes, but gets into the rhythm of making these cures. And thankfully, the apprentice learns quite a bit from you and aids it as well. It's a kind of on-the-nose phrase, but you've got it down to a science. And you are able to make enough cures for the rest of the populace. It will take still another day, possibly more, for those that are asleep to wake back up, as they are under heavier effects than you lot were. But you're pretty sure if you were to leave, that the town would make a full recovery of who has been administered.
I think after this one, Edwin's definitely like sweating, and it's been a harder day, 100%.
Zarin will come in at some point, and Edwin is just completely in his focus mode, and he'll be like, Edwin.
What? Sorry. Yes.
You can stop now. We're done.
What do you mean we're done? There are other people out there who need assistance. What do you mean?
No, everybody has gotten a cure. Everybody who's left is cured.
He'll blink twice, place the beaker down, sit in the chair, and fall asleep.
He didn't take much convincing.
I trust Zarin would lie to me about this.
Zarin will go grab Drazenka and Al and have them help him move Edwin's nearly lifeless body to a bed somewhere.
I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a picture of, I think it's an Italian heart surgeon or brain surgeon after about 24 hours of surgery, and they're just sat there, and his assistant's asleep on the floor. It's a bit like that.
Yeah, I've seen something like that before, yeah.
Yeah, and Drazenka gets in and sees it. She's just gently gonna pick him up, put him on his bedroll, and cover him up, and well, he's gonna get his rest in some form or another.
It's been a pretty exhausting couple of days.
It has. We should all get some rest before we move on tomorrow.
And maybe a bath. That would be nice. Zarin will take some time to clean up after everything and then also head to bed.
Alright. Either an annoyance or something you're glad to hear, you awaken to quite the bustling outside. Instead of dead silence, the streets are full of people walking about and chatting, relatively loudly for how quiet it used to be.
Zarin will get up and check outside and look what's going on.
checking outside. It's not business as usual, but many people are moving bags and carrying quilts to and fro, possibly cleaning up the previous areas where people had just fallen down and left there to sleep or had been moved over to the church. As many people notice you, they will wave and greet you by your name.
Fair enough. I was essentially the face of what was going on. I'll greet them back and wave and ask them how they're feeling and stuff like that.
Comparatively, they're amazing, but you can tell that a lot of them are still rather weak for how they should be. But, recovering from disease, at least they're awake and able to move.
I will go to the churches and I will see if they have or know of anybody who'd be willing or able to help me with the resurrection sickness.
Straight to the point, as everyone's first day of work. Heal me! If you ask around at the churches, they will certainly be able to remove one of your negative levels, but they won't be able to do anything further than that, and you will be on the weak timer until you can get it done again, unless you get a higher level spell.
Yeah, that's unless they have that available to me, I'll take what I can get.
They do not.
Do they have a scroll available for the other instance that will need to be done?
I think it's quite a high level spell, but removing it, so maybe not. Depends.
And just double check.
Pretty sure it's like 7th or 8th level.
It is in my
It'd be on
notes.
Drazenka's level, Drazenka's spell list.
I don't think I learned it as a black mage.
Oh, okay.
She definitely can't use it.
Yeah, because I have black mage spells. Clerics are weird in FFd20.
I was about to say that's a choice.
It's not a choice, you just get a spell
It's-
list.
Well, I'm talking.
Well, I mean, I made a choice of choosing the
Yeah.
type of cleric that gets black mage spells.
I was talking about for the creators.
Oh no, yeah.
There's
different.
like so many cleric versions, and they're all weird.
Mhm.
Clerics are just flat weird in FFd20.
Yeah, you can cast a spell and then do an attack as a swift action, which is nuts. 3 weapon.
The answer is yes, though. Then get rid of one now, and then give you the scroll for the other, which you can use in a week's time. Or attempt to use.
Does anyone have enough UMD for the scroll?
No.
I mean, I guess you could just hire a mage to use it.
Yeah,
I
that
will
was the other.
next level. You could just do that.
So you don't carry it for now. Is it going to cost me anything right now for either of those?
Nope, they'll cure you for one and give you the other scroll for free.
Excellent.
Anything else from you?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Is Drazenka doing anything in the light of everyone, or most people, being cured and visibly cured?
Yep, in the morning, she's gonna wake up a little earlier than she usually does and go visit the Church of Shiva.
You can certainly do so. Anything in particular at the church?
Nothing too specific, just pay her respects. Say, prayer. And also, while there, she's gonna do her usual rituals where she gets her MP back and all that, even though she doesn't spend any but cleric stuff.
Just the rhythm.
Yeah, but she does them in the church specifically.
That's totally fun. You'll see a lot of people, not exactly crowd around you, but move closer towards you as they do their own prayers.
Yeah, she will if people come there, she will greet them, talk to them, same as Zyran, to check that everybody's alright. But yeah, at some point she'll try to seek at least a little bit of solace to do her own personal prayers.
Yeah, that is fine.
But yeah, she's not too bothered.
What is the name of that scroll?
Restorer.
Alright, thank you.
How about Edwin?
Edwin is, after getting up a little later, would actually like a chat with Al, if possible.
Al's not here right now.
If Al is not here, then we can do that another time. He will probably just get up, walk over to where he's supposed to normally is making these things, and then realise he doesn't have to do it anymore. And then we'll probably find somewhere that does half decent coffee in this town and have a sit down for a bit. Nothing special.
Well, it'll most likely be at the local tavern, as that's where most drinks you're going to get are. They will give you it for free, as many people come over and thank you for your services.
I wouldn't say insist on paying, but Edwin is a little bit more like, no, this is a service, I did this out of my own pocket, but that's probably not going to work so well. So yeah, if they insist on it being free, then so be it. And we'll just generally set up a small clinic for the day and drink some coffee and do what you can, really.
Alright. Possibly Zyran will notice it more than anyone else, but if Drazenka is moving towards the tavern afterwards or going back to the shack, you will notice that some of the gathering parties, I don't know if they'd be hunting parties, but coming back here and then with very small numbers of the candle mushrooms.
Hey, everything's about a boon. Now that they know where to get them from, and hopefully they'll be able to harvest them if they need to in the future, they can mark those down on a map somewhere or something like that. But we no longer need extra supplies.
Mm-hmm. If they can't speak to Edwin, if he's just at the tavern all day, they will speak with the apothecary, and he will basically tell them that they don't need to go out again because they can't store the mushrooms too well, but he can start researching a way to at least be a botanist for these kind of things and figure out if he could have them closer, if not inside the town itself, growing.
Excellent. Are any of us approached at any point in time by men in liveried garb or anything like that from the city nobility or anything like that?
Yeah, eventually all of you will be approached in your separate locations, asking if you would wish to speak with Lady Helen before you go on your way.
Yeah, sure.
No reason not to. I've got nothing to say, but I'll come along.
Well, we were a bunch of strangers who just rolled into their city and started curing them. Probably plenty enough to say.
Probably plenty they have to say, but we simply did what we came here to do. I understand that may not be the way things are done here, however.
Alright. With everyone accepting the summons, you'll go to the local lady's house. A few of the guardsmen still look a bit disheveled, but at least they are all standing. As you'll find a well-dressed Aura, though her skin is a bit paler than usual. She's certainly probably in the recovery stages of the disease. She will speak with your party for some time, mostly doing the formalities and figuring out what's happened, what's going to happen, before eventually landing on thanking your party for aiding town. They will then inform you that the ones that did die due to the disease would most likely be raised up as undead, as is the usual custom here. And they would ask if Edwin had any advice towards that, if it would be not exactly sanitary, but a safe thing to do due to them dying by the disease.
Is there any way to know if the Nox Cradle lingers in bodies after they've deceased, or is it like a cooling off period?
You can roll a heal check.
Where were you when I needed you?
You know that originally Nox Cradle is spread by spores, and then it is contagious if you are nearby people, because even those of you that don't do physical contact or attacks were still afflicted by it when you had your running with those brigands. It does die down, though typically you have to wait around a month for the spores and the sickness to no longer be contagious.
Yeah, Edwin will explain that I would wait 2 months before you raise any of them if possible, to allow a realistic period of time for the spores to die off, and you can resurrect these people as you wish. Like vice versa, if you intend to resurrect these people for tasks that you wish, well, frankly, unsavory tasks, I would recommend still waiting the 2 months, as no one deserves to have this illness inflicted upon them.
They will accept your advice rather full-heartedly. Full, not fool. And they will say they typically wait 1 to 2 weeks before any reanimation is done anyway.
Alright.
They will also ask your opinion on if cilantro should also be turned into an undead.
Edwin's face will fall slightly and say, cilantro deserves their rest, I think. Unless it is explicitly stated in some kind of form of will in his house. He is not a local here, correct? He was a travelling healer.
That's correct.
Indeed, so he has his own customs. I suggest you check their house. I didn't have time to do so for a will. If there is no such document, I would recommend not reviving them.
They will take your advice, and they'll say they will check thoroughly if the Manticore did leave anything behind stating such, and if not, they will do any sort of burials that they can find is custom for Manticores.
Thank you. It is probably worth mentioning that if If this medic had not been here, we wouldn't have been able to do this cure for you. They deserve the highest honors you can give them, regardless of the outcome of this decision.
They've already heard tell that some of the local bards will be writing a song, but she can reiterate that Cilantro will be at the head of it.
Alright.
You can also either give permission or be very solid in your stance that you don't want your names to be in the song.
Edwin will ask to keep his name anonymous if possible, and give more credit to the people who actually live here. But the rest of you is up to you.
Zairin kind of went a little totalitarian dictatorship there for a little while, telling people what to do. So he's not real proud of that part, but the fact that it was in order to get good done, he's okay with it for the most part, as long as they don't paint him in too much of a harsh light.
Drazenka.
She's alright with letting people write what they feel best. If her name needs to be there, it's fine. She can just be mentioned as one of the adventuring troupe who came in and helped. That's also fine. She's not too fussed.
What about Al?
They expect the song or anything mentioned of her to speak of her quite highly. Otherwise, she's fine.
Remember to mention this
Speaks of the law.
tall, strong Rhea.
Mhm.
Who
I was going
came
to
in
say,
and
do you
flew
want
in with the
it,
cure.
you want it to be a tall tale?
Yeah. Tall,
Just single-handedly
strong.
flew in with a armful of these mushrooms and started brewing
Yeah, beautiful.
and distributing them.
Help
Just
everyone.
carpet bombing mushrooms on people.
Vein
You blew
coming out of her
lightning
arms.
to melt all the things.
Yeah, there's veins popping out. Everyone gasps in awe.
Gratuitous artistic liberties.
Also known as lies.
Whoa! Did you say?
It's called art.
Alright, everyone roll me a d20.
Oh. What?
Why?
It's always when
7,
it's
buddy.
important.
Alright, so, this will be for Cilantro. I was spelled his name terribly. Okay, Cilantro is getting very forgotten in this song. So, as the song is being created, you'll probably hear it in towns and settlements as you pass by them, or if you go backwards. And just in case it's ever forgotten about, the song will have all four of you in it. Cilantro is going to have like one line of a verse and then never spoken about again. Edwin, they won't mention you by name, but they will mention a Hume as black as night, charring the woods and stumbling across a recipe to make this cure. You're not painted in a great light. Al, every time the song is passed to a new settlement, they say your height is a different one. So some places you're a tiny pixie, others you're going to be like 5 feet tall.
All I'm going to say, if I find those town that call me a tiny pixie, they ain't going to be a town much longer.
You're basically going to be the size of like a pet rat, but as a dragon going around heating up the ingredients. Zairin, thankfully, your worries about being seen as a tyrant or overbearing person, everyone kind of has you as the face of this operation. You were the one who got everyone's like physical descriptions noted down. You're the one who delivered the cure. You get like 2 whole verses just for you. And then Drazenka is painted as pretty much as she was a mother hen, keeping the whole troop together, curing them, feeding them, and the song will end with a whole verse for Drazenka at the Shiva's church. So there's a lot of people going to be turning to Shiva because of her verse.
Nice.
Multi-class bard. Sing the song.
That's how you convert people. Not by force, but by food.
Beautiful.
Alright, with the town cured, everyone besides Edwin will get a hero point.
Why besides Edwin?
Because if you use a hero point on an action that would grant you a hero point, you don't gain one. As for any material rewards, the lady will offer you 1,000 gil if it's up to you to take it.
I would be willing to take it, but I would prefer to have it as like traveling supplies if we can. If the road between here and Harbin is good enough, maybe a carriage with chocobos.
The carriage would just see you to Harpen, and then you'd leave it there.
I mean, even just a carriage, I can still summon chocobos for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Then we can, like I said, just trade the carriage in and Harpen.
Yeah.
Edwin's not too bothered either way. They'll take it or leave it. These people need
Yeah,
some.
if they are able to, like, because they still have a lot to recover. It's not like done and done deal. Like, they're not diseased anymore, but there's a recovery time. So if they can spare anything, I'm alright with receiving it.
Yeah, that's true.
If the option of having a carriage and Al getting to put her legs up and relax while everyone else has to make the effort of driving it, sure, she'll take that. Mountains are treacherous, man.
We aren't even at the mountains yet.
Would that be an option that the lady would be willing to entertain?
Yep, they can certainly give you a carriage outfitted for the mountains.
Excellent. I think after that we'll probably leave the next day. Unless we want to try to leave earlier.
Yeah, whenever we can, moving on would be good because we do have other things to do, unfortunately.
So, is the party doing anything before they set off towards Harpen?
Not from me.
If we're gonna rest here, Zarin will find a nice. Actually, no. Zarin will see if he can find any like tinkerers or clockworkers or anything like that in the town. I know it's a small town and it's not a big chance, but he'll look.
There would not be, no.
Okay, figures.
If anyone did forget, you would have had 3 days for your abilities or damage to recover basically 3 times.
Yep.
Let's go back to normal.
On the hard button.
As you set off northeastwards, away from Vulin, you'll hear plenty of cheers and calls for your name as a lot of the populace wave you off.
Is this carriage? Oh, go ahead.
Nope, you first. Go.
I was gonna ask, is this carriage nicer than the one we had from Hadwood?
Oh yeah, it's a grand carriage.
Do we all fit inside other than the driver?
No,
Okay.
you have a driver and shotgun, and then 2 people in the back.
Okay.
If you want, because I did put points in drive, I can go up front with you. That means the 2 people with perception are inside, so probably best not.
Yeah, I would want to have one of the perception people up front. My drive, I haven't put any more points into it, but I did originally put points into it, so.
Oh, no, you're going to be better than me, I'll put it that way. So, yeah, we'll keep it as a normal configuration, I think.
Drazenka was the last one. Shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. If
Yeah, it was.
said, I'm pretty sure perception is better than me.
Yeah, it's good to split it out a little bit. She needs a nerf anyway, it's fine.
So is it Edwin and Zairin on the front then?
No, so it's Edwin and Al in the back, it's Drazenka and Zaire on the front. If that's.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's correct for
Okay.
everyone.
Alright. Intro, roll me D100. As you're driving through the mountainous region, it is a very noticeable ramp upwards, and every so often it keeps going back up again. The rocks on either side peer down into the abyss and go up ever higher. Cutting through the wind, it whistles and sometimes even pierces your ears and puts a chill in your stomach. Hairs standing on end from both those just sit on their heads all over. The area certainly is quite different. However, Al, who probably has more recently been here, probably feels more at home. However, as you are moving across the mountainside, we're going to put that drive to use. The cutting of the winds gets ever harsher, even more so when it turns into hurricanic winds. The rumbling of rocks and the nearby area gets louder and louder as large boulders fall from atop the skyscraping mounds on either side. You're currently on a slightly downward slope as the rocks come down. Bashing on the path you had already tread, they rush towards you. Everyone can easily hear and see it, and with Zaire in the driver's seat, he's going to have to make a drive check.
It's good. I can hear the
Cracking the reins, the chocobos quack loudly as they dart down the ramp. The ground cracks as the whistling goes in and out with weird boom effects. More boulders toppling from either side. Everyone besides from Zaire can roll a perception check.
Well, now, put us to shame.
Come on now. Jester? Just let me attack you.
Yes. What do you want, perception?
Perception check, please.
Get out of the room.
Al being very aware of the local area and possibly looking for any boulders, you'll be the first to see that a relatively well-sized boulder falls off of one of the higher planes and is coming straight for the carriage. How would you like to deal with it?
What's sort of the layout of the carriage? Is it like our last one where we're like in like a little...
You're in an enclosed cab.
I guess if I'm in an enclosed cab, I'm just gonna try and shout out to Zaire and say, "Watch out!"
All right,
Lightning bolt straight outside.
You could do.
I could like bolt out the side, but I don't really know what more I could do against it. I mean, could I?
No.
No. I'm just thinking like mid transform, depends how big the boulder is. If I can knock it away, probably not.
You could. It's enough to damage the carriage, but you are relatively a strength-y girl. You can transform, jump out, bat it away, and get back in the carriage, or land on the carriage.
That's what she'll do then. She will jump out, transform, and hit the boulder away. She trusts herself
Alright.
more.
Roll me a strength check.
Hang on, I've got to tick that I'm in dragon form. I get more strength.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. It's not bad. Strength check. Pretty good.
Seeing the shadow go over the carriage, Al darts for the door. Clinging onto the handle of the door, she climbs atop the roof of the carriage as her body morphs into that of a dragon. Jumping up, she makes a spin with her tail, bats it, and has it hit the ground behind the carriage. Landing very heavily on the roof of the carriage, you can climb your way back in and close the door before it snaps off.
And that's what I do. Nice.
Keep it down back there. I'm trying to focus.
Oh yeah, trying to focus. You didn't see the big boulder coming straight towards us from above you. Look up.
Nope. Eyes on the road.
See, Edwin, this is why I make you drive.
I'm not that good at... Oh god! He's just holding onto the sides.
The carriage is running up to a T-junction in the roads. Everyone can probably see this as it occurs, and everyone can either make a knowledge local or a knowledge geography check.
Can you do it untrained?
Yes.
Yeah. What one do I trust more? She doesn't trust talking to people, so she's gonna go for it. Oh my! When it matters.
The important
Love to see
roles.
Hey, this could be us sailing up the
Always.
mountain and dying, so it is important.
Hey, this is what I mean. She
I mean,
comes
it
from
is,
a
yeah, yeah.
mountainous range.
That's why I keep saying it. It's always the important roles.
Yeah. She comes from this sort of area, so she knows.
Every role that is nat 20 is important. That's how that works.
As you are rushing up to this T-junction, both the people in the front know that if they go left, they can go on a upward slope and get away from the rocks. However, as Edwin and Al can feel the carriage like veering to the left, you will know that left goes downhill, not uphill.
Probably collectively, we just both shout.
Yeah, like both pop out the window on either side and go, other side, other side.
Go right!
You're on the left! Zaire and Drazenka are gonna take the advice of their companions.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, Zaire knows that his senses are not the best, and if they're shouting at him to go a different way than what he's looking like he's going, then he's gonna switch it up.
Yeah, he
Right.
trusts more the person who actually reads and the person who's lived in this area more than her own knowledge, which is very lacking.
As the chocobos are quite annoyed at the zigzagging of their driver, Zaire can pull on the reins and have them dart to the right. You're probably thankful as you go over the rise, you can see that the slope continues upwards as the boulders crash into a clump, and you can swear you can hear off in the distance towards the left that they continue to go down and get quiet and muffled as they get further away. As you escape the landside of rocks.
Nice.
It was very on nose that Zyron rolled for rock slide.
Escape a deadly disease. Just to get rocks.
I was gonna stick her head out the window and like, why are you out of breath? You weren't the one running.
I had to keep the birds in check. They're stronger than they look. Plus adrenaline and whew.
It's alright, I just have to deal with falling rocks going on your head.
I didn't see you do anything.
You don't see anything. That's the point.
Well, the important thing is we're out of it.
Indeed. Sickness and health and all that.
You're right.
But you're right there, and we are fraught with peril, but at least that one was avoidable.
Is everybody okay?
I believe so. We weren't hit by anything.
I think I've got a bruised tailbone, but that's about it.
Alright, let's keep going until it starts to get dark.
Edwin is definitely eyeing up Al in the sense of it's like that's quite the feat that you just jumped out the window, essentially drop kicked. I know you used the tail, but drop kicked the boulder out of the way and just got back in.
If only there was more people to see it.
It's fine. She did her part.
Alright. Going away at a more leisurely pace, you're able to continue on until night starts to fall. and atop the cliffs and mountains, it is quite a chilly night. You're going to find a relatively wide clearing that you're able to park the carriage and have the chocobos disappear within, and set up camp.
How's our ration together stuff?
You all forgot to buy rations. You're out of them.
Al doesn't need them. That's why she's not thinking about him.
I think I have some.
No, you're the one. You're still in charge of our group loot, so you should be keeping track of it that way.
Hey, the group loot, as far as I'm aware, should be up to date. Besides, unless we've just used the rations now. If so, -3.
If that's what I'm asking, are we up to date? Do we have rations there, or do we need to
Yes.
hunt?
No, we should be fine. Should have 11 rations.
You should add a carriage to the group loot.
I mean, do we need to? It's gonna be gone like tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
We're probably
No,
gonna
we-
just sell it or
People know
trade
we've
it
got
in
as well.
Harden.
But anyway, I'll take out 3 rations for you all. We have 8 left.
Thank you. So considerate. So nice.
Don't know how much meat I'm going to find in mountainous ranges, so Al's not going to go hunting.
There's game here, probably.
Maybe.
There'll be goats standing at like a 45-degree angle somewhere. So you can
No,
pretty find them.
seriously, mountain goats are another level.
There's like hares. There's like
Yeah, there'll be
small
stuff.
prey animals.
Might even get a
There's life
so
here.
lovely. But more importantly, goats that defy physics.
Jack B, roll me a d100, please.
Another rock slide.
It's following us. Come
Who summoned the
on.
sentient rock slide?
Wait, all I am saying, that is a 90-degree angle almost.
Yeah, that's almost
That is another level.
straight down.
Praviti Shmariti.
What do you mean? I need that.
Hey, as you are setting up for the night, Zaire and Al can roll perceptions. Because it's during your watch. Of course.
I love it.
100% on brand.
Yep. No.
And he's
it's
just straight
true.
us. He's not even like keeping watch. He's just sleeping.
Fully just
I mean, Al's they just need to have watch, right?
Do you need me as well, yeah?
Yeah, it's your watch.
Rolled a 4.
Okay. As you set up camp for the night, Zairin, either dozing off or just on the lookout for boulders in the night, just can't see anything. Whereas Al, not too far from your camp, possibly 60 feet away, so within moonlight, you will see, hunched over, 2 young adults draped in kind of brownish robes and haggard movements as they are heading from the north to the south.
I'll try and point it out to Zairin, but I still feel like he probably wouldn't even see it if I blatantly show him. You're not meant to be sleeping on your watch, you know.
I wasn't sleeping, I promise.
You see that over there?
Boulders?
No.
No boulders. What is that?
Right there. I'm pointing right at it. How can you not? They're moving away.
I see
we're missing
something.
this-
I
you think
I
it's-
can't tell what it is.
Do we just let them pass, or do we just maybe wake up the party?
What exactly is it? I can see a shape out there, but that's all I see.
Al's just got to start walking over there and go and investigate it herself.
Are you being sneaky, or are you having the heavy feet that a normal 3 foot tall person has?
Whoa! Look out the 3 foot.
Oh, sorry,
huh?
3 feet.
3 foot 5 inches. Come on,
I'm
get the measurements right.
sorry, 1 foot 9 inches.
Pixie. She's not gonna be. Do I want to be? No, she won't be stealthy. She's just gonna walk out.
Alright, as you move away from the campfire towards the 2 humanoids, they'll probably easily hear you because it's nighttime. There's only going to be probably owls and nocturnal creatures. As they hear you, they'll like turn their heads, but not enough that you can see their faces. They're just like in reaction to the noise, and then they just dart away from you.
What? They're running away?
Yeah.
Hey, why are you running?
They don't stop. They don't answer.
I was gonna chase after them. And while she's chasing after them, she's just gonna keep shouting, "Why are you running? Stop!"
It's going to be very easy to catch up with them from your speeds, and they seem to be quite hungry themselves. Catching up with the 2, you're able to kind of slide in front of them and try and stop them moving away. At which point you'll see 2 humans, possibly around 17 or 18. Their bodies are gaunt and their faces marked with soot. Their hands almost work to the bone, and under their cloaks are possibly more bags and pouches than what they should have for what they look like. Their eyes dart to one another, though they can't see each other with the robes. They just know that they're there as they look at look down to the Greer that's in front of them.
Hello there.
Good night, or morning is it now?
No, still night. Slowly going morning though.
Is it? I suppose we should be getting home then.
Depends where your home is. What are you guys doing out so late?
We were just having fun in the mountains. Yeah. We lost track of time, and rumblings here and there made us realize how dark it got.
Having fun in the mountains. Yeah. We're pretty far away from any settlements as well. Something tells me you're lying.
It's relatively easy to tell they are lying, yes.
Care to tell me where you're coming from?
Hybern?
Pretty far away from Hartburn and traveling out so late at night. Why are you leaving? Where are you heading? You guys look like you've
we were
beaten up pretty bad.
we were just having no, we're fine. We're just having a honeymoon, and we slept for 2 days straight after some strong food. We have to go back home though, because been there too long. Gotta go back to work. The grindstone.
You guys are slaves, aren't you?
What? No, we don't have any chains.
Sure? 'Cause you both look like you've been pretty worked to the bone, and you're in pretty much of a rush, and you've spotted me and immediately ran. You weren't even so curious to just have a conversation.
Oh, well, nighttime people can be dangerous, you know. You're rather brave to just approach us.
I trust my own strength. But likewise the reason of why are you out this late at night? You should already be home. You shouldn't be out right now.
Well, it's a long journey on the roads. We were trying to make some good pace by walking through the night.
You guys look pretty hungry. Might have some food back at the camp if you want to go and see everyone.
Robbie diplomacy.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
No. Yes, apparently. Good for Al.
Well, thanks for the offer, but as we say, we've already slept too long for a large meal back in the city.
Where are you guys headed?
The south.
If you guys are leaving Heartburn, surely you have a destination in mind. You seem to just be deserting your place.
We're heading south.
Of course you are. I feel like I'd rather you guys just come and talk to my party. I'm not so good at the talking stuff.
What's there to talk about? We've had our lovely evening discussion.
I'll put it as plainly as I don't trust you.
If you don't trust us, I guess we can just be on our way and be out of your hair.
No. You either come with me to come and meet the rest of my party, or I'll just drag you. Whichever you prefer.
Feels like they're intimidating me.
Fine. Fuck's sake.
We can do this the easy way or the real
Ow,
easy
you just
way.
have to be 2 feet taller and you'll be so much more intimidating.
Would she?
Intimidate when you're short.
Would
It's
she?
just how you go across. It's like, yeah, it's.
She just sounds like an angry dwarf at this point, with no beard.
We love it. We love it though.
That's what makes her amazing.
I think we'll just continue down the roads, miss.
Alright, can she just grapple one of them?
Yes.
This is gonna go so,
Roll me
It's
CMB.
gonna go so wrong. I just know it is. I mean,
Keeping that, I suppose.
yeah. This is already embarrassing from the intimidate. Might as well embarrass her more.
You are able to grapple one of them and kind of drag them back over to your camp as the other one follows you and begs you not to hurt them.
Not gonna hurt you. I just told you we want to talk. And probably
Ow,
because of
what
how
are you
loud Al's
doing?
being, she probably wakes everyone up. I found these two.
Yeah.
These are the two I was trying to point out to you. To me, they look like slaves, but I want you guys to talk to him. I don't understand. She
I
just
am
sort of let
So
go by throwing
sorry
someone to
for
the
her
ground.
behavior. I am so sorry for her behavior. Are you cold? Do you need some fire? Do you need some food?
No. As we told your friend, we're just taking the nightly travels to hasten our southward movement.
They said they come from Heartburn.
That's still like days away on Chocobo, isn't it?
Yes. That's
Are
why
you
I
guys
said I don't
alright?
trust them.
Are you guys alright? Are you running from something? Do you need protection?
No, we're fine. They're just making our way downtown.
I'm not falling for that bait. I'm doing it.
Something about you guys is just really shifty.
Well, we did just get dragged into your camp by this Greer lady. Also, I'm not even going to ask. Zyron probably just can't see the amount of bags these fellas have.
No, probably not. I wasn't even gonna ask if I could roll for it.
It's just blind. I'm surprised you can see them now that I brought them right in front of your face. Last time I did this, you thought it was just a bag. And then that bag just disappeared in the night.
If Edwin and Drazenka do want to investigate the two, you can roll perception.
Edwin's just watching at the moment.
Yeah.
So watch with perception then.
Yep, watching poorly.
I mean,
Just wanted to
Drazenka's
know.
gonna like also like awake after Zyron woke her up. Like, well, we should still have some leftovers from last night if you want any, but you are sure you are good to keep going. Gonna retroactively roll my cook from last night.
You can do. See if it'll have an
That's
aroma
terrible.
that proves it. Not really. It's edible.
It's food.
It
I
doesn't
had
taste bad.
rations. I had rations. What do you expect from me?
I don't know. You rehydrated the rations. Edwin, they just seem a bit lumpy. Drazenka, you can see that under their robes they have a lot of pouches and bags, but from looking at their nutrition level and the state of them, you think that's either everything they own and their family owns, or they have a lot of stuff that isn't theirs. As we said, we're fine for food. We just kind of want to keep on walking.
Well,
If that is the case, then I don't think we should keep you, Al.
alright. Like I said, this is all I wanted. Just wanted you guys to talk to my party. So, you're free to go. And let's go.
The two of them will slowly make their way away.
Strange they're out so late at night, but nothing I can see on them is of note, frankly.
They were carrying quite a bit.
I still
Them
think
being
they deserve
runaways
it,
is not a
Bartman.
bad assessment.
Runaways or thieves, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they were simply here to take what we had in our sleep.
I don't think so. They were going away from us when Alf saw them.
Indeed, but we do have fire, but not exactly hidden. But I see your point.
I think most likely they were runaways or something like that.
Maybe.
Plus, we need to keep an ear open when we get to Heartburn.
Indeed.
And out there in the future, if people do not want to come with you, please do not force them like that. I know you only wanted to help, but, well, some people may not wish to be helped. Ignoring me as usual.
Sometimes advice should be taken out, but I understand you may have different thoughts. The Drazenka speech true.
Hey, I tried talking to them. Like you tell me to do. Talking wasn't working.
And that is good. And perhaps that is where it ends. If they did not want your help, well, distraught as they were, perhaps they still had some plan for themselves.
I wasn't planning to help them. I just wanted to know why they were out. It just seems suspicious.
And if they don't wish to tell you, there's no reason to force anyone.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure they weren't a threat to us. Well, to you guys.
They were they not traveling away from us? That's what I understood from Zaeran.
You never know. They could have been scouts.
It's a possibility. And in all fairness to you, Al, I appreciate your concern. It's simply your manner of approach. But it is worth mentioning you are not. You didn't grow up like this. I don't know what your village was like, so it's maybe difficult for you. But please. Would you drag us away if we were doing something you didn't want us to do?
No, I know you guys. I didn't know them.
Well, I suppose there is that. But please, think on what Drazenka has said.
Alright.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know about you. I'm going to bed.
You might as well go to bed as well, Zaeran. You pretty much had your eyes closed anyway. And he's asleep, of course.
Don't hesitate to wake any of us up if anything else pops up.
I'll let you know if anything else comes about.
Alright.
With that, the day will pass into the next. G, roll a D100, please.
It'll be my turn at some point, didn't it?
Snowstorm!
Wouldn't that be iconic?
Firestorm. That would be the words.
Volcano. Oh shit!
Each day we get closer to 100, and I wait for that day.
Alright. Continuing to move through the mountains. Thankfully, there's not much in the way of boulders, sentient or not. However, everyone can roll perception.
But I'm bad at it.
Is that for everybody?
It's for everybody if you want to try.
Maybe some good night's sleep helped.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Alright, so I've got one person in the front, one person in the back. Al and Drazenka. As the carriage continues kind of upwards altitude, every so often you will see patches of snow across the mountaintops. There's not a whole lot, as this is on the eastern side of the mountains. It's typically warmer, though still you are high up, so it does get cold. At some point, both Al and Drazenka, probably Drazenka sees it first, and as the carriage goes past it, Al will see it through the wooden panel windows. You will see a trail of sizable, I guess you would say talon prints in the snow. There's either talon or you would have to knowledge to find out what it is, or if you don't care.
I will point it out to the more knowledgeable people. And then I wonder if maybe we should track it, just to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, Drazenka will also like point them out. At least check like how fresh they are.
Are you stopping the carriage to go investigate?
Sure.
Alright, if you want to go investigate, you can roll survival. Okay. The two people who are able to see it are able to easily identify that these prints belong to a huge-sized dragon.
What is you've seen there? It looks frankly terrifying.
These prints are from a dragon. Can we see how old they are?
Snow would be common, so it's only 1 or 2 days old.
Al, you know these lands. Does Brenna have a brood? Do they live with her? Him? I'm not sure what Brenna is, sorry. Do they have spawn? Do other dragons of their ilk live here?
It could also be Virsart, could it not?
Yeah.
If she's still on her pilgrimage.
Maybe, but we shouldn't assume that every dragon we meet is on our side.
And that's a very smart thing to think.
You could roll knowledge local.
Untrained?
Yeah, you live here, so you can do it trained. Well, you live in the vicinity.
She doesn't take notice. She forgets things easily.
Edwin, you know that dragons after a particular age don't typically stay together. Brenna most likely is a solo lone dragon.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will relay this to the party and simply expand with maybe it is our Lightning Street friend, but it's possible. Just looking at these, the way you describe these talon marks and the way that Visrath's body is. Like, we know Visrath has a lot of smaller legs.
Virsarth has 2 legs. Virsarth is I think it's Chinese or Japanese style dragon where it's mostly a snake.
That's it, sorry, yeah. So, because they only have 2, sorry, I think there's like a little bit at the bottom, looks like a foot, but it's not. Do these sizes match? Because wasn't Virsarth just large?
Virsarth is large.
Yeah, so this is bigger than Virsarth. Unless our lightning streak friend has had a sudden growth spurt, this is bigger than them.
Well, we know some of the... Well, we know Karthurra is on the move, so perhaps other dragons are as well. Because of the remaining Naga situation. Further east.
Possible, but that was with Givrenteth. We're very far from that. And you
Perhaps
might be
someone
right.
tried to collect Plena for the cause as well.
Maybe, but I'm simply just not convinced. Brennan must have their own suite of problems to deal with this far into the mountainside. Karthurra and Givrenteth need to deal with things on their side. And as horrible as the Naga problem is, well, maybe we've seen evidence that they are trying to encroach on this domain. Maybe you're right. Al, have you seen tracks like this before?
I can't really remember. Probably. I fought many things in the mountain. Maybe things not this
Sorry.
large though.
Maybe I'm simply being overcautious. I'm just worried. Dragons, even benevolent ones, are beings of immense power. Where are they going? Do you know? I can't read these tracks. I'm not as well versed in this as you are.
These tracks are heading east.
They are heading east, so it does seem like it is... Whoever it is already leaving the mountain range, possibly.
I just worry for Crowbluff and Shadow's Eye then. If this is a different kind of drake, we'll probably see it on the way back. Sorry, it's just... These kind of things could, well, frankly kill us where we stand.
It is smart to be cautious.
Although I suppose, Al, if you are going to fight a dragon, at least it may be one of these.
Sounds good to me.
Call it a warm-up, I suppose.
Ready when you are.
I said it is smart to be cautious, but it is also smart to practice some caution and benefit of the doubt.
Indeed. We can't simply...
I have yet to encounter a malevolent dragon.
I'm sure they're out there. Our grasp of the world is so small, but you're right. The main, they seem to be...
I'm sure they exist, but that is my perception of the situation.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
It is not fair to expect anything we do not know to be hostile.
That's true. I'm not against speaking to them. I'm just worried about being pulled out of the air by something able to carry our carriage into the clouds and simply drop us. But we should keep going. Or rest. Either way. I'm simply waffling at this point.
Well, they are still fairly fresh, so it is smart to keep an eye out.
Indeed. We're going to have to keep our eyes up. Although me and myself and Al may have difficulty within the carriage. Well, I say that, and Al seems to see things I can't even imagine.
Well, let's keep moving for now at least.
Indeed.
Are we moving towards Heartburn or are we following the tracks?
I suggest we go to Heartburn. Wherever this dragon is going. I mean no offense, but I don't think we have a reason to follow.
Curiosity, there's no cats amongst you.
If we could,
We could follow, but if they are already a day or more old, they may be gone already.
Indeed, there's no guarantee they simply haven't taken off.
I would like to track it down, but she's completely fine with just following the party to Harbin if they're all going that way.
To be fair, we do kind of pull a lot of stuff here. If you want to go to follow these tracks, and it means something to you, we can do that.
Doesn't necessarily
Maybe
mean
just-
anything for
Yeah.
her. It's again just curiosity.
With this,
I mean, if it's worth it, we can follow them as far as we can. But leaving the road for too long might not be advisable.
indeed, and can we take the cart?
You could take the cart. It's just going to be a bit of a slow, bumpy process. Because you wouldn't be going that far.
We can have a look, see how far it goes. Obviously, if we're going too far away from the road, then we'll just double back.
I'll leave this in your hands, Al. We're in your realm now, and I trust you.
Well, see how much you trust me. It may change. You may change your mind later on, but we'll see.
No, Al, I'm going to trust you until you do something that could break that trust, which will be rare, frankly.
Okay, then let's track.
Alright. The party follows the tracks. It's going to take some time to do so, possibly 10 minutes, as we will have our break here.
Alrighty. Josh, you got Al?
Muted yourself, Jester.
Yep.
Alright. As the party follows the tracks, whoever is doing so, roll me survival. Alright, following the tracks eastwards on the top of your carriage, after about 20 minutes of following, you'll find specks of, you could say dried, but more like just aged blood across the floor.
Is it possible to check the how old it is?
Yes. From me, so yeah, okay. From what you can tell, the blood is no older than a day.
Whoever bled here was here about a day ago.
And what about the tracks? Do we know how old they are?
Well, they fell within that same time frame, 1 or 2 days.
Then I guess whatever made these tracks is probably long gone by now.
The tracks continue on past the blood.
Never mind.
This blood, how... Do we have any idea what quantity it's in? A beast of this size must be able to put out a lot. If this is a small amount, it may be from something else.
It's small enough that it could be from a smaller creature.
Could be something the dragon was tracking itself.
Possibly. This may be a very niche question, but is there any way to know if this is Naga blood? The honest answer can be there's no way of knowing. We just come across it a lot.
Fish and lizards still have red blood, don't they?
Yeah.
Normally.
I would say without proper tools, kind of impossible.
Fair enough. Yep.
And also, if it's like coagulated on the snow, it's probably borderline impossible to determine where its blood came from without asking whoever made the blood.
Or having connected spells.
Yeah. Well, okay, there's magic stuff, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this blood biography, and there's also we could have just made really evil characters, and it's just does this taste the same? But no.
You could be a culinarian.
Nah, I'll leave that be if that's the case. Back to you.
Are you going to continue following the tracks?
Might as well get going, no?
Well, a absence of no means yes, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
just leaving it down to Al.
Yeah, that's how it works here. With this group.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Alright.
If we're going back, we're going back.
We'll head back.
Continuing. But you're heading back and not following.
No, sorry, following.
Okay. Continuing to follow the tracks for another 20 minutes, you'll see on the rise that the snow starkly changes to that of a darker stone. Possibly just very dark normal stone or slate. At this distance, it's hard to tell. The wind is guarded by the mountainside much more, as you hear whistling above, though it's kind of made a almost wind tunnel. It's not fully encased, so the sunlight still peeks down, but there is a bit of a ramp going up to some sort of structure. Do you wish to dismount and get closer?
This is strange. The structure in question. Sorry. What's it like?
Roll perception.
I rolled 3 6s for perception. I'm going now. See you later.
No, I guess I gotta bring out Guru.
I rolled a 3.
Just from the angle, as well as the bright light shining off of snow, it's very hard for you to make out much about it. Drazenka knows that it is a sizable construction, but of what it is, she doesn't know. She can swear she might be able to see a humanoid statue of some kind, but it's too far and too angled to really tell. Al, you think that this is a outdoor sort of fortification, possibly with either battlements or just higher up areas, and there are indeed rather tall statues made of stone atop said battlements. But aside from that, it's hard to tell from here.
Seems to be some sort of battlement or something. And like you say, Drazenka, it's there's definitely some statues on top of it. I want to check it out.
Do we know any such fortification in this area? Who does it belong to? What it
You
used to
can
belong
either
to?
roll local or history.
I have neither.
Which one would people prefer? I have both. Local is slightly higher, but history may give a different result. Everyone's going local, so I'm going history.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. Al, you don't really have too much of a clue of what would be around these part of the mountains. It's possible. They're mountains. You can make stuff up here. Edwin, as for any historical relevance, since this is closer to the eastern side and so close to Brenna's domain, it's possible this could be some old fortification or some sort of trial they had to go through. but you really don't know too much about the mountains or that in particular. If it was so, the way it is now, there's no grandiose flames, there's no golden laid things, and there's nothing outstanding here, so you don't think it's important. Zairin, who has studied the mountains thoroughly ahead of time just to be prepared, you would think that this is a relatively old fortification, most likely not used anymore. But as it is cut into the mountains, it is most likely not for or made by the civilized races. It's most likely done by some sort of beastmen tribes or monsters with intelligence.
Edwin will share what he knows. It's certainly ominous, is it not?
But doesn't it make you a little bit curious?
It does. Especially for mountain tribes and settlements, especially off the beaten track.
Perhaps the fort has found a new master. If these tracks indeed lead there.
Possibly. Our question is, are we ready to fight whatever made those tracks, if we have to?
Or do we have a reason to go and guard them at all?
Maybe we won't get a choice, but I think we followed you this far out, and I trust your choices. We should go. Unless Zairin has something they wish to add.
Ensure you're lighting up, but nothing's coming out.
How about now?
Yes,
Now
I can hear you.
Okay. Apparently I had some point hit the mute button on my headset and I didn't even know.
I know that pain.
Yeah. Nope, I got nothing.
Then we move forward.
Although earlier I did say, even though you guys couldn't hear me, I said I shared what I learned.
So the party is approaching the battlements, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Approaching on foot, the snow continues to furrow away as there is a set of stone stairs going upwards, with more snow atop and several boulders that are still and motionless. There are stone battlements on the left and right, if you can call them that. It could also just be a overlook or overhang. 4 large humanoid statues made of stone clutch in their hands swords with jagged winged handles. Though they are humanoid in shape, donned in armor, it is hard to tell if they were of any of the humanoid races you could be coming from, or if they're meant to represent demons, daemons, or devils. In the middle of the upper areas, you will see that the stone but snow-covered path leads up to a relatively large podium, fountain, or basin. In the middle of which you can't see from here, but you can hear the sloshing and the slight glimmer of water within it. A huge white dragon with their heads over the top of which and their right claw resting on it. You can see that their maw is moving every so often, almost as if they are chanting, but it's too hard to hear from here. And just further north of that, atop another higher area, the mountain has a circular cut within it, inside of which is a rather vast deposit of amber that is glowing fluorescently and not from the sun. Either something is behind it or the amber itself is magical. Though it is wreathed in grass and vines, either due to some magics or just nature taking over. To combine with that, you do see several other jagged and thorny roots coming out of the mountainsides, but as far as you can tell, they aren't looking to lash out at you, even if you are far away. There is a pitter of snow falling down, but it would not hinder you. The floor would be difficult terrain, as it is soft snow.
Hey, look, a dragon.
Very big dragon.
Very pretty dragon.
Majesty and deadliness can be the same thing. This may be a bit of a long shot, but is there any way to identify this dragon? Is it like a known drake, or is it just a dragon of a type?
You would have to roll either knowledge and ability for the dragon personally, or you can roll knowledge arcana for its species.
I'm gonna go with nobility. It's not great. That's one I need to work on.
It's not bad either.
You know that the name of this dragon is She-Sylph, but aside from that, you don't know anything else about her.
Alright. Say to the party that, yeah. This is She-Sylph. White dragon, as you would imagine. That's all I know. But the unknown. What I don't know.
Has the dragon noticed us even yet?
If they have noticed you, they aren't doing anything against you. They just continue chanting into the basin.
Does anybody know what they're trying to accomplish here? Can you
I'll
tell
find out.
from the spell that they're... Oh god.
Hey, what you doing there?
I take it you are speaking in common.
No, she's being a
maybe.
draconic.
Yeah, good choice.
The dragon will hold up their left front claw and just hold up a finger as if to say wait.
Okay. She says wait. Well, not saying anything,
We
but just
see that owl.
Yes, we
you
did use
can't
that much.
see anything. You're blind.
I can see a big dragon in front of me that is holding up a claw as if to say wait.
That's the first that you can see something. Can't see a boulder. Can't see two humans. Can't see a human that is definitely not a bag. But you can see the dragon. Got it.
How long is the party going to wait for?
I'll give it 2 minutes.
So Aaron's gonna ask Edwin and Drazenka if they can figure out what the little ritual they're performing might accomplish.
I'll be honest with you,
Alright.
I'm hesitant to use magics because it can be seen as a hostile act, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, we're close enough to try to gauge what she's doing.
If you use detect magic, they'll know you're casting a spell. Up to you if you want to do that. You can just roll spellcraft, just on its own without detect magic.
Weird
You just roll the spell, just not cast magic, but try to study the chant they're trying to do.
question. If I just fit the glasses, does that do the same thing?
The glasses. Are they a command word or a touch? I can't remember.
It doesn't really say. Let me check.
If it just says activate, I'm pretty sure it'll just be a command word like all others.
Yeah, probably. Let me just double check. Understanding. May tap the glasses to gain the benefits. That's all it says.
So yeah, if you tap the glasses, that won't really be seen as hostile because they don't hear you chanting, but...
Yeah, I'll try that. But yeah, if it would genuinely cause a problem, I'm not going to do it. It's just to see if I can get away with it.
It shouldn't do.
Alright. Let's see what you got.
She knows you detecting magic and she bites at you.
To be honest with you, detecting magic can be a problem, so a lot of things would attack you for that.
Alright, Drazenka has no real idea. Edwin, you are at 60 feet, so you should be able to see. The dragon is radiating a magical aura, no duh. So is the fountain. I think you are a bit too far away from the wall. Yeah. So you have no clue about the amber deposit.
Yep, that's fine.
You can tell that she Sylph is doing a ritual. At your best guess, she is doing something to change the properties of the basin and its contents.
We don't know what the contents of that basin are, because they're not magical, from what you just said.
The basin and its contents are magical.
Do we know what the school, at least, is, or what kind of magic that would be?
You can roll a spellcraft on the basin.
Alright.
The basin contains within it a mix of schools. Not a particular spell effect, as it has many effects on it. It seems to be a combination of necromancy, mind control, and enhancement. With that sort of combination, what is currently in the basin does not seem advantageous to you.
I will relay this to the party in common, but as non-threatening in my body language as I can do. I think they are attempting to stop this thing from being, well, whatever it is now. And frankly, whatever is in there doesn't seem to be what should be there.
In Draconic, I'll ask them if they could verify that with a thumbs up or a thumb down.
The dragon doesn't make any more motions besides the, wait a minute symbol.
Can you see the schools changing?
Drazenka is closer than I am. Would they be able to see that? Or would I
Drazenka isn't using
I don't have
magic.
detect magic on,
Sorry.
because I need to cast it and I'm not risking it.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Is there a mutagenic aspect to these schools?
You cannot tell just yet.
Yeah, I'm not adverse to this right this second. I don't know what this all is. I'm not here to antagonize something at least 15 times bigger than me.
Saren's gonna go pull up a comfy looking rock.
Alright.
Sit down on it.
Sorry.
As Al did say, she was going to wait at least, well, at most, or whatever, 2 minutes. A minute will pass as you'll be able to see, droplets of whatever's in the basin start to bubble up. As the dragon kind of moves their head back, the liquid freezes over and shoots upwards in a stalagmite. At which point the dragon will bite at it, snap it in half, and throw part of the frozen stalagmite onto the floor. As they will take their perch off of the basin and take a few steps towards you. Speaking in Draconic, they will say, I am glad you have the sensibilities to wait when asked. Though, another question must be posed. What brings you to this location?
Well, we were just following some big footprints.
I often don't find the need to hide mine. Most creatures have the sense to ignore things bigger than them, unless they are also inquisitive.
That's us for sure. We're just a curious bunch.
Are you here for me particularly, or just excited to see a dragon?
Well, you would be the third dragon that we've seen. That's always exciting.
Well-traveled individuals, then.
Yeah, we're from quite a ways away from here, although it wouldn't take you very long to get where we came from.
Not if I had a direct path, no. However, I've been tracking this place for some time. Agitated as it makes me, it was so close to a settlement. Their own trackers and gatherers failed to stumble across it.
What is this thing, and what did you do to it?
It is an old magic. This place was created by monsters some centuries ago. Recently, some scaled beings have come here to take the power that has been cycling and growing. They did not taste like the others. The taste they did.
What kind of scaled beings?
Someone who likes to jump the crossbow would say that they were just Naga. However, their scales were crystalline and long, as was arms protruding from their snake features. Either they have evolved quite quickly, or undergone some sort of alchemical transformation.
We've faced quite a few Naga that have had strange modifications on them. There's not even any, water sources around here. I wonder how they got here.
The ice.
For the first, I hope you killed them all.
I'm pretty sure we killed everyone that we've come across.
We saved one.
Did we?
However,
I don't
they are in
remember.
custody.
Yeah, they're in jail. But they weren't they weren't like the ones that could survive. They were a part of their gang.
Those historical nuggling.
As for the second, wherever there is frozen, there is the unfrozen. Basically, they're saying that there is water on the mountain.
Indeed. It's entirely possible. They've got some way of swimming through snow. I've heard of creatures with similar abilities. Most troubling. Most troubling indeed.
If you've come across two before me, has either given upon you a quest or pilgrimage? Or was it just happenstance?
I think we're just here by happenstance.
We did get one, but it's not for this. Out of character, like it's not for here. We got a quest from Karthurra, but it's not to go here. It was the first one.
Yeah, we have stuff that we're doing, but it has nothing to do with you or this place in any way, shape, or form. We just stumbled across your footprints, and we were curious as to what was going on.
I hope your curiosity is sated. Or do you have more questions?
Well, this is quite a wondrous place. What is it supposed to do now that you've changed it?
The liquid within the basin was quite strong. I had to spend a few hours here removing what it was. I could not just smash it onto the snow, lest it turn into vapor and rain elsewhere. Now, it is just normal water.
What about that amber? Is that something special?
Sadly, my knowledge of things is limited like all. I do not trust the amber. I shall be consulting with others at the... I shall be consulting others about it.
Do you mind if some of our people check it out real quick? Maybe they can help you out?
You have done little to offend me thus far. I see no reason why to have your eyes look upon it.
Edwin, Drazenka, do you mind taking a look at it?
Did you swap to common to ask that question?
Say again?
Did you swap to common to ask that question? Or are you continuing Draconic?
Oh,
Did
I
say
was
no
speaking in
Draconic?
Draconic, yeah.
Yeah, to mention Drazenka's got that. I'm
That's what I
sorry,
say.
do you need something?
Everyone's about
Oh.
to say, yes, of course, and then explain it to Drazenka.
Like, she does not speak Draconic.
for,
She has
for-
no idea what you guys are talking about. She's just listening and letting you do the talking because you're into it.
so just so caught up in speaking Draconic that he completely forgets that not
Yeah,
everybody in the party
That's
can
what
do
I
that.
expected. You're like, it's continuing Draconic, and then she's like, could you repeat that, Siren? In common.
I'm sorry. Would you guys mind checking out the amber? The dragon says it's okay if you check it out. Just don't mess around with it too much.
Oh, well. Of course, if that's alright.
We move forward, but we'll look to Al as we go past each other. No challenge. No. I thought you would have more to say against this thing. At least an arm wrestle.
Jester?
Say again.
I think we lost Jester. There we go.
Edwin's just saying to you, I would have thought you'd have more challenge for this thing. An arm wrestle or something, at least.
I'm letting you all deal with her first.
Well, it's going to take me a little bit of time to look at this with Drazenka, isn't it? I'm going to look back to Drazenka and hopefully, out of eye shot, wink at her. It could take me a little bit of time to look at this.
I imagine so.
Fantastic! She-Self. I have a question for you. Or more of a request, really.
Please do not say it is to grant me reverence.
No, I was wondering if you'd be interested in a little bit of a spa. You know, spread your wings a little bit.
Truly, you wish to fight me here?
Yes.
Fine. It might take some time for your companions to look upon the amber. Might you be imploring any rules upon this bout?
Maybe come up with a safe word for when you're getting hurt too much. Don't actually kill. But there's a healer on standby.
The safe word can be academy.
Sounds good to me.
Besides that, we could also go to first to be bloodied. If anybody remembers that rule.
Off. Yeah.
Half HP or something like that.
That's her jewel.
That's a 4.0 rule.
First to be bloody would be fine by me.
Now, may I suggest that you maybe do a fight with just your physical ability?
Okay. No breath weapon. I got it.
Or magics. Dragons are very magical.
That would be quite unfair on my side. But if you wish to give her a handicap so large...
Nope. What I would say is I simply wish for you to have a fair fight. Our companion... This may sound like a strange thing, but... They like to test themselves against your kind.
Now's not really taking much notice of what Edwin's saying. She's just stretching her muscles, getting ready, and will transform to say that the battle will start when she transforms.
So Aaron's gonna try to climb these walls somehow.
It's going to be very hard to do so.
I think these rocks over here are the tallest.
I mean, it'll give you some distance, but the walls are mostly brick. You're going to be doing Assassin's Creed trying to find like an inch gap to try and climb up.
Just mount and go it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll go it. You got hooves.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a better vantage point and get out of the arena.
Best place for you is near us, because we're not going to be in range for like a breath weapon or anything.
Oh, she's ready. It's only when it's important.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. We
Well,
love
she's
it.
still not go first, but she's excited.
Since you don't want magic to just end it, she still is going to 5 foot up. And it's going to full attack Al.
Good boy.
You got it. I believe.
Alright, it's your AC 17.
Yep.
Okay. If we're in person, you just be hearing me roll a little dice.
hear the cascade.
Oh no, if this is a fully formed dragon, I know that there's like a tail slap, 2 wings, a bite, 2
Yeah, like I
claws.
was gonna like maybe you shouldn't have discounted magic as one spell versus the gajillion natural attacks from a large creature.
It depends though, because there's magic that would just, like, literally they could just sleep go you.
I mean, did you not just hear the
Something
GM when he said, "Oh yeah, you don't want me to just end the fight with 1 magic"?
Exactly, yeah. It's
Yeah.
magic is bad. I get it.
I mean, same difference at this point.
Oh yeah, it's lesser of two evils, 100%.
Alright. They will bite you, claw you twice, miss with 1 wing, and tail slap you.
But these are all separate attacks. If you have DR, that does count for each of them.
Well, it
some of
depends if
those-
any of those things count as magical. If they count as magical, my DR does nothing.
It's a shame your armor doesn't affect that.
Are some of those like secondary attacks, or
Oh yeah, they will be,
Okay.
but they're just...
Some of them are secondaries, yeah.
yeah? So
Yeah.
maybe you should have asked for just primary attacks.
Yeah, that's nerf for everyone, because that means that Al can only do 1.
So just let me know. Are all of her attacks included as magical, or just the claws, or?
Just age. Natural weapons count as magic, so they will. Yes.
Go through my DR then.
Damn.
It's just be 5 hits.
She's dead. She's dead, Jim.
She's not dead.
I mean, if it gets to the point where you are bloodied, she will stop.
Yeah. Like, that's... She down. Yeah, I'm assuming you'll just stop when I get to half HP.
Is that enough to satiate your need for blood? Sadly, it's mostly yours.
Yes. Just wanting to know where the gap is.
If you want, I can show you the spell I was going to use.
I'd be interested.
Alright. She will cast a spell. Roll me Fortitude. Hmm.
Did I save
This isn't
against
great.
it?
Yeah, you saved.
Great. Yep.
Yeah. It's not that strong of a spell.
You feel
Fail.
your body start to freeze over, but you're able to stave off its effects.
Oh, I was wrong. No.
Are we too busy with the Amber to spellcraft that?
You could spellcraft it.
We want to.
With an 18, and
yeah.
as short as that fight was, did I make it to the top of the wall at all?
How good is your climb? Did you roll climb?
I rolled
You rolled
an
18.
18.
No, you failed.
Okay.
Also, ow, sorry, it's a reflex, but you rolled 19. What's your bonus to reflex?
Aw, don't do this to me.
Oh, it's nice. It's icy prison. It has to be. I know that fucking spell.
So, minus 10 to that, so 23.
23 still saved.
Nice.
Good shit.
Drazenka does not know. Edwin does. It is icy prison. If you fail, you're encased in ice and are helpless.
Ah. But you do have a little shield of ice, because I did this with someone else in Aeon Gaia.
Well,
Yeah, you're going to be stuck there for probably half an hour.
I'm hoping that I impressed the dragon somewhat with the fact that I dodged it. It's a pretty neat ability. Shame it didn't hit me.
Well, there's always the next spell.
Maybe.
Yeah, one of
at
her
least-
wings fumbled.
If you had that, maybe I would have at least hit you once.
Well, there's still the fact that you would be entangled and take the damage.
Yep.
From my
you
percent.
take a lot of damage for being
Yeah.
in it. I say a lot of damage. It's
Well, it would have been less than all of her natural attacks, or most of her natural attacks.
but taking like 15 ice damage or whatever their cast level is for half an
Yeah.
hour, not great.
It's nice to know that I would have at
All right,
least survived the whole ensemble of attacks, though. At least once.
With the help from Drazenka, Edwin, you have no idea what that amber is.
Very sorry, I don't know.
You can roll Knowledge Arcana if you want to.
No. I think this is a mystery beyond me.
So you at least know it has an overwhelming aura.
Yeah, I think this is a mystery that is not for Edwin.
Al, if you want to get into more fights that you can't really win very easily, but you might actually be able to survive longer, you could always spar with me.
Oh, Zirin, don't kid yourself.
I'm serious.
Maybe when I'm not so injured from just fighting a dragon 3 times my size.
Okay, that's 48 health.
3? That's a bit generous to yourself, don't you think?
Shut up, God. Put a
Do you
middle
mean
finger
how-
to the
how tall are
sky.
you?
She is 3 foot 5 inches.
3 foot and almost a half? This thing
If you're going to say
He
almost
is
a
around-
half, I'm going to say she's 5.1 inches. Which is above.
this thing is 30 feet tall, so 10 times your height.
Al's not good with the metric system, it's fine. Hey, you helped me again. Thank you.
Those are imperial measurements.
You had a little bit of health left to have to overheal you, otherwise it doesn't count, right?
Fair enough.
Also, did you just say that feet and inches were metric?
Yeah, she said
I
that
just
he's
said-
not good with the metric
Just
system when you
said
talk
Al
about
is
feet
bad
and
with the
inches.
metric system.
No, she's bad with just any system,
She's
apparently.
just bad with any system.
It's
I mean,
okay.
yeah, you are if you're thinking the feet and inches are a metric system.
That's why you're not hitting your attacks. Now we know.
And that's just height. The
5 feet, not
the-
5 meters.
weight ratio is gonna be way worse.
What are you saying about my weight?
I'm saying that you're a delicate little flower, and that dragon is so much more dense than you.
What did you just say I was? I ain't delicate.
You can hear the audible sound of Edwin reversing his entire body out of this situation.
I'm seeming to hear you want to spar now. But less of a spar and more of a beat up.
Didn't realize you were a masochist, Al.
Excuse me?
I think we let them do this. It isn't really fair.
Even she
Go
self.
ahead.
I think we can stop them if we tried.
No, I'm very sorry about this, lady. I apologize.
Do you want to say it again, Zirin?
Well, they
What
did this
part?
the last time. Oh, I had a bout with that drake.
Although I suppose this is the first time Zarin fights a dragon, but I'm going to shut up now and let them do that.
They're just slight turn order just popping up.
I will ask now, because that is the same thing that's happened with all of your duels. Do you have restrictions for either party? And what is your wound condition? This is a duel, not a duel to the death.
Make that clear to Al. This is not a duel. This is not a duel to the death.
Edwin says that out very clearly. This is not a duel to the death.
I'd say the rule is until Zirin admits that he wants to give up.
I think it's been a long time since we've had a competition, and the points have been static for too long, Al.
If you want to put me back in the lead, I see no problem with that.
You're more likely to fall further behind, but, think what you will.
Would you like me to give you a handicap by staying in my human form first?
Nah.
You're going to change it to a human form?
Stay in my Greer form. I'm a humanoid.
Yeah, you said hume, though.
Yeah.
Zyrian just turns his body a little bit and gets ready.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. I
Oh,
went
boy.
First before the Dexy boy.
Oh, it's pumped up.
The adrenaline is still pumping from the last fight.
Okay. I've just got to read something to remember how it is. It's a free action. Al's got to give herself Savage Jaw. With 5 foot. And I can't remember what I need to roll first.
Savage Draw is the trick thing. You need to actually hit with the attack first.
Yeah, I got hit with the attack first, so she'll attack first. I didn't tick on my dragon form. That would have been a mistake. There we go. She'll also roar, giving herself +1 to damage. Oh boy.
All of those miss except for the one wing.
What? Where's your AC?
Currently 32.
What? What did you activate?
Say what?
What did you activate? If you have anything activated.
Yeah, like I said, I just turned to the side a little bit. Fighting defensively gives me a extra charisma bonus, I think, to my AC. So, plus I just have lots of bonuses to AC. The only other thing I have, which I activated before we even came in here, was my mage armor ring.
Fair enough.
There's other ways.
So I'm assuming the natural 20 still hits because it's a natural 20.
Yes.
But I'm gonna parry the first one. Attempt to, anyways. I gotta tick on. My -2 for attacks. Oh wait, no. Fighting defensively is what? -2?
-2 to the attacks, +4 AC, but you changed that.
Yeah.
No, it's the other way around. It's -4 to attacks, +2 AC, but you have the stuff that does things for that.
There you go.
Whatever the changes are to that, just apply those.
Buttons are being pushed. Okay.
Still whacked them though.
Okay, I don't even parry. So the first wing does 6.
You might need to turn off your power attack if you want to hit this thing.
It's bad if I say that was without my power attack.
Oh no!
I had already taken it out. Because I knew that this man
You
has a
have?
lot of AC.
No, you have minus PA2 in there.
No. I put it as a buff. So it just
Then
takes
you
it out
have
of my
it-
attack.
You have it in there twice then. Because in
Yeah.
your attack rolls, you have minus PA2.
So all of your attacks are -2.
Yeah, no, but
Right.
removing power attack would give me that back. I've +2 from removing power attack. So my BAB isn't normally 14, it's normally 12.
Oh, okay. It's weird you're doing it in a reverse manner, but sure.
Mm-hmm. That's all I can do.
Is-
Great.
What's Zairon's plan?
Continuing to fight defensively, I'm going to use 1 temporal point, and I'm gonna throw some attacks at Owl. Ooh, what the heck?
Oh, wow.
That is either wrong or doesn't include
Yeah,
something.
that is not right. Hold on.
You have a +8 to attack. Do you still have ability damage?
It might be ability damage.
Oh yeah, I do. I do have. No, I don't have any ability damage. I've got 1 negative level still.
That will affect it, but you also
Not
rolled
that much.
quite low. You rolled a 2, a 6, and a 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're on level 7 though, so you'd have +7 BAB, you're full. Do you have weapon focus?
using a +1 weapon. I don't.
So that
I
would
don't think
help.
I have.
I had
weapon
+9 +1 on that.
You
bonus
including
on your parry.
modifier?
Say again.
You including your modifier?
Yeah, is your dex in that?
Yes, it should be.
I clicked to recalc, and you would have 10, but I think you just took off your Finance Fantasy, so that'd still be 8.
Yeah, you have a -4, but I'm pretty sure narrow profile makes that better somehow.
His narrow profile just gives him AC, apparently.
Yeah, the narrow profile only increases the AC. But you have to be fighting defensively to do it. So apparently I just missed all those attacks because I'm.
If it's usually 10, because that's on your parry, and then you get the penalty from the fighting defensively, then that would be, I guess. And
Guess that
again,
is
you just
right.
rolled real
It's like
low.
Just roll
Yeah.
2,
really
6, and
low.
2.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, the story works though. It works for the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's what you've got, so that would equal 10, unless you're just not adding in anything else.
Yep, that's fine. That's a 4-round attack, so I am finished.
Yeah, it'd be like a +1 magic weapon, but that's it. Unless you have weapon focus, then it'd be another one.
No, I don't think I do.
I only say that because I know Al's AC is dog shit, so it's possible with it'll hit. But
Yeah, that was just a bad set of rolls right there.
Bad set of rolls.
yeah, 'cause fighting defense league is like a -4 is nuts. Alright,
You do have weapon focus.
Oh, do I?
Press dock. Yeah, it's in your feats.
Oh.
that's what I thought. I could have sworn you picked it up at 5.
So you should have 1 in the attack points.
I think it's in his macro, just not in his actual attack, on his sheet.
Yeah, I added it to his sheet attacks.
Yeah, so normally your attack bonus is quite high. That's the only way I say it. I'm not trying to make sure Al gets hit here. It just that looks wrong.
Nah, they looked wrong to me, but apparently it's right.
fair, point defensively is a. Big
Oh yeah, it's a
reduction.
huge kick in the teeth. You know, you're -4 on your attack, so. Does Aaron have
Yeah.
evasion? I can't remember.
Yes, he does.
No, I'm not bothering. My breath weapon.
You can grapple and just fly 200 feet.
I
up.
gotta hit him first.
True.
So I'm
Oh
assuming
yeah,
Aaron's
shit, you'll
finished then.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, just Zaren's done.
Yeah, okay. Well,
The reverse is
again,
true,
I was gonna try and Savage Jaw, using a round of rage. Try to hit Zirin.
This is definitely an endurance versus frenzy fight. Like, Zaire will 100%.
That's the
outmatch
same
you.
crit on the wing attack.
After the first attack, I will teleport 5 feet away.
The first even hit.
Nope.
Teleporting 5 feet, he can still 5 foot between full attacks, you know.
Oh, that's true. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
Do you keep the teleport?
I mean, I'll keep the teleport, but I'll move 10 feet instead.
Rage. Pain.
Because I can move up to 30, so.
Oh. She'll 5 foot this way. And then that'll be it.
All right.
I mean,
I'm
you can
gonna.
5 foot fly, but yes.
I'm going to add another -5 to my attacks, or not -5, but -2 to my attacks to go into lunge. Still fighting defensively. And going for 3 attacks again.
Isn't your teleport a immediate action?
Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to do the temporal attack.
That's the temporal isn't an immediate, is it? I don't think it's.
I thought temporal is a swift.
Oh, I will check.
Usually they are.
Especially if they immediately would knock out you swift for the next turn.
Jack Beast is getting further and further away.
Allah.
Ah, there he is. Yeah, spend a temporal point as a swift action to gain 1 additional attack, so you wouldn't be able to use temporal.
Okay, that's fine then. Just those first 2.
Lost a fumble, how sad.
I know, right? Drazenka and the big fucking 30-foot dragon just watching.
I still lost one from last time though. Does Ao take damage from that?
Sorry, from what?
19 or a 15?
Yes. I would take damage from both.
No sneak attacks on those. So just 12 and 12 is 24.
Is your weapon magical? It is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, says +1.
Anything else?
That's it.
She'll try and 5 foot and get him again with Savage Jaw.
You know you can just CMD him, right? Like, you don't have to do that.
That
I
wouldn't
know.
be very good for her either.
Yeah.
After
that's also
the
what
first attack, I'm going to teleport again.
How many times can you do that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Anytime somebody attacks me while I'm in a defensive stance.
So
While I'm
no,
fighting defensively.
to not use a point, or is it just like?
Yeah, that seems a little broken.
Mm.
Not gonna lie.
Spend a temporal point.
Say again?
Yeah.
If his quarters blink, it is a temporal point as an immediate action to teleport.
Okay. See, I don't even know my own abilities.
It's trying to cheat.
Like, if it
Not
exists, that's all
trying
good,
to.
but just
I
like,
am
if,
cheating.
if that genuinely is a thing that is a bit broken.
No, that was it was more like we're not trying to bait you out here, Andrew. It's just like, god damn, that's
Like,
fucking
if you have it,
nuts.
good for you,
That's
but
okay.
Mm.
I thought I could just do it whenever, but yeah, so that'll be another one off. Okay, and then I only have 2 left, so I probably won't do it this time then.
Or are you teleporting too?
No, I'm not doing it this time.
Tanking it. Fucking going for it. But
Dodge tanking it, yeah.
Mm.
yeah, you could dodge tank.
That's all I can do.
Okay, no longer going to be in lunge since we're direct melee. And go for full attack.
Nope and nope.
Rolled a 3 and a 5.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Savage Jaw again. He's going through her rage rounds. Yeah, the bite's getting worse and worse.
Keeping all that.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use my auspicious mark, which is a swift action, to give myself a 1d6 to any d20 roll, and I'm gonna add it to my first claw attack.
Very glad you took that one. Very glad.
33 hit.
And you take 9 damage.
I thought your parry was against my strike.
Yeah, your bite.
Yeah.
Oh, was it against the bite? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I thought it was doing the claw.
No, like I said, the first attack. Your first attack I'm going to try and parry.
Oh, okay. So does a claw hit? If so, 10 damage.
Yep.
That's all she can do.
Alright, well, hopefully I'll actually roll higher than like 5s this time.
Don't say that. Don't say that
Hmm.
because it will happen.
And it did happen.
There we go.
Is that 25?
Yeah.
Yep, 25.
I'll be honest. Like even more even than I thought it would be.
To be fair, I agree. Is that the end of your turn, yeah?
Yeah, that's the end of mine.
Just gonna try one more time for Savage Claw. Jaw, not Claw. That's a no.
Oh
Uh,
no.
I was going to try to parry the first one, and I'm going to teleport after the second attack. No. Failed to parry.
Where you
you
teleport.
You wouldn't be able to teleport and parry because parry is immediate.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, shoot. Anyways.
You want an auspicious mark out?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna auspicious mark that wing attack. Second wing attack.
Is that just a piece of food? Look.
Just pulls it out. 30.
Biggest
Nope.
piece of jerky.
She'll 5 foot back.
I'll be honest, I fully expected Zaire to just mop this, but
Whoa. what did I say?
To what?
at like
Mop it.
from the AC side, like
Just
it's
down to the
impossible
fact that
hit.
I couldn't hit you.
Yeah, it's just not. It's
Yeah,
just
and
really
just having
fucking
bad luck with the
hard.
rolls, honestly, that's where
Yeah,
Well,
if
it's
my
fine,
rolls
right?
had been better, this would have been over already.
Oh yeah, no, not only that. If I realized I forgot my auspicious mark ages ago, if I did it, I probably would have hit my first bite attack ages ago,
Oh, yeah.
and the fight would have been over because it would have been enough damage to bring you to half. But it's down to forgetting abilities.
You guys both
same.
are at half. Like you're both at half, pretty much.
Mhm.
I'm a little
No.
over.
I'm 2 off. He's 4 off.
Okay, so
half-ish.
it's down to that's purely down to you guys not giving a shit about this, and you would just fight each other.
Yeah.
So that's
You
that's
said
your
50,
turn.
50. Yep, I can't do anything else.
Oh, 5 foot.
You can't. It's difficult terrain.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
I'm flying.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, Al,
okay.
Al can fly because she can fly. She
Okay.
was doing it in the cave.
That's fine. In that
I'm making
case,
you have your minuses. I need them. My AC's terrible. Take that extra -2.
yeah, I'm gonna take the -2 for lunge, and then I'm gonna use a temporal point. And
You can't.
You
You
can't.
parried. You
What?
don't have a
You
swift.
oh, dang it!
So here are
I have
points
so
for
much
plus
stuff
8.
that I can do, but they're all swift or immediate. So like,
I feel that.
action economy for this class is kind of out of the window.
Now
You
know
can only
why
do
want a
one
time
cool
mage that
thing a
likes their
turn.
most of the time.
It's so
Yeah,
much
maybe I
bad.
should.
Like, just like I said, cleric is so bad for it. Fencer, really bad for it. Like there's so many of them. It's like I can do this. Wait, no,
I can't.
it's choices. Yeah, it's choices.
But not with
It's like,
Cleric, but
do
I play a
this
class
or
that
this.
has like gajillion little different swift actions. And in like immediate actions, you just have to choose, and it's like so annoying to keep track of. I've
Okay.
been there.
Back up to -6.
You just not fight defensively. Like, is that? This is a choice. I'm not saying
It
do
is.
I mean, the moment he stops, I was gonna have a chance to hit him.
Yeah, the moment he's
Yeah, but
oh,
like-
there's the crit.
Yes.
That's it.
There we go.
Just needed that good roll.
Oh wow, all tens.
Mm-hmm. You gonna keep
Sorry.
wailing on her, or are you gonna stop after the burst?
I'll stop after the crit, especially because that's gonna be. Ooh, that's a pointy bit in a sensitive location. That's. Oh, you okay?
Oh, she just disappeared. She died.
She ended her transformation. Pretty hard to hit.
Yeah. You have so many attacks.
You get the point for this one.
The fight takes longer when you're on a more even playing field.
Give it time. And I'll mop the floor with him. I used to. Then he decided to get a bit slippery like a fish.
Maybe you should stop fighting dragons until you can beat me now.
You probably see a vein sort of on the side of Al's head, but she completely ignores you.
If there is not much else for us to discuss, I shall be taking my leave. There are other places I need to be.
Just before they go, very quickly, Drazenka, do you have something you want to ask him? Because I don't want to intrude if you are doing something.
Not really.
Maybe it's not an ask for this entity, but maybe it's a GM ask. What is the interaction between Shiva and a nice dragon? The answer can be nothing. I just don't know in this world.
The only interactions if they would follow the deity, really.
Yeah, in that
Because
case, I will.
both beings like have eyes as like notable elements doesn't mean they're connected.
No. I thought it might be that. Like I was thinking that was been the case.
It's a possibility, but
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm just going to leave it alone then. Sorry, just want to ask that. I will say to both of them, that the duelists, you do realise the injuries you gave each other could have killed each other at some point.
That's not what we were aiming for, Edwin.
I know it
Only
wasn't,
if I
but
kept
you do
going.
know- Exactly. You got to the point where I need to... It doesn't matter. Surely.
Yes, even more negatives to my attack. That's exactly what I needed.
Hey, Al could never hit you in that case.
Wait. If she tried to do non-lethal, yeah, that's
if you
that's true.
both non-lethal, Just be slap fight.
If I did
true.
non-lethal, I would never hit you unless I crit.
there is a fate for that.
Makes
There is.
makes me miss the days of when I played my ninja. I'd love to not being hit.
All I'm saying is, this may be a bit fun for you, but I still have to put you back together. And believe it or not, it's more difficult to put you back together when your friends hurt each other.
We're not trying to hurt each other, Edwin. We're practicing, sparring, and letting off a little bit of steam. I mean, we were just cooped up in a town for about a week trying to heal other people. Like we did a lot of good, but it was kind of boring and painful.
I get that. I'm sorry. No, that's fair. That's
Anyway,
fair.
She's Hilt is gone. I say we head on to Harbourne.
Indeed, I don't need to make it. Let's go.
Leaving the site of Shisil, you can get back to your carriage and to the road.
Let's continue on then.
And if you did want her sheet, there's some information you know about.
Read that out of session, but thank you.
Shows a hatred for many other scale beings, huh?
Yeah, but you didn't try to show, what was it?
Reverence.
Reverence or love or feign blood ties to dragonkind.
No, I just wanted to fight her instead.
Yeah.
Could be a show of reverence.
It's a choice, and they didn't say no. If anything, you can say I fought them and didn't die. So there is that.
You're able to make your way back to the roads and continue on for the rest of the day before you have to settle down for yet another night. Are you doing anything for the morrow?
Well, Drazenka will bring up kind of delayed because she wasn't exactly part of the conversation, but... Oh, forgot to ask when it should have, but we don't exactly know when the Nagas were on that fortress. Do you think they were also Soroseke's ilk? I know of them being in this eastern mountain area.
We killed the one that made the initial transition, but that doesn't mean the others can't do the same.
And
So
that
that's
fight
right.
was only like, what, 2 weeks ago?
Indeed.
It wasn't
We don't
that long ago.
It may be the case if they can change their manners and do some kind of ritual rather than birth.
Perhaps some were already changed.
Maybe. What do you two think? Edwin's looking over at Drazenka and not Jake, sorry. Out and Zaya, and just to figure out, because he's got opinions, but they're not going to change.
I don't know. Not sure what to think.
Well, I don't know if it really means anything, just if there are Naga here, they might be related to that, so at least we have something to be aware of. Some form of knowledge of what to expect, if that is what they are. If Naga have managed to come this far up the mountains. I suppose it is not something to worry about right now.
Let's just get some sleep and worry about tomorrow.
Two hero points this session? What's going on?
Well, one for Edwin.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Apologies. What happened?
I just
Two
brought up
hero points this
Sorosuke,
session.
nobody, yeah, well, we got a hero point. Brought up Sorosuke, nobody answered, that's it.
It wasn't for that, no.
No.
No,
No,
I mean, I know hero wasn't for that, but just... Yeah.
So Shishosuke is the ice worm, right?
Yeah,
That's not-
Sorosuke is the ice naga that you fought
Yeah.
near Endersteed.
And we did, like, I think I did say that just before I had to go away for a second, but they were the first one that we know of when we questioned that Naga. But there are others.
There were like two big factions of Naga.
Yeah.
One was Sorosuke and
Yoshkaik was the other.
Yoshkaik, yeah. And Yoshkaik is
So-
still a problem as far as we know. But they're like further east
West.
or north.
They
west.
were in the east, they were pushed towards the Western Ocean.
Right.
They're Weast.
But
They're
possibly
east.
still east of us, our current
Yeah,
location.
maybe east of you, yeah.
So that's kind of what I meant in that eastern area.
Then why are Naga here? Why now? Why? We've encountered them personally and through our acquaintances twice or 3 times now. What is the point of going this high in the mountains? They've never had to do it before. Why change what you are for this?
Wasn't that the whole point? They wanted to expand their living areas.
Then, but
They wanted to spread more, and Troske's take was to take to the mountains, take up cold resistance and all that.
then I suppose where are they coming from? It just doesn't. We don't have the pieces. That's the problem. We don't know.
That is true. It's a little mood to make guesses when we don't know everything.
That's the issue. We should certainly keep an eye out, though. They're truly one of the more deadly foes we've fought. If they are out here, then we've been ambushed by them before and almost fell. And at the word fell, they are going to look over at Zaire but not say anything. It's just more like a glance.
Well, my take was that if there are Nagas here, at least we roughly know their type and what to expect of them.
Do we?
If they are Troske's ilk.
Yes, but how do they change? Is it genetic, generational, magic? We just don't know. All we can do is face them and investigate. I think something we need to decide between ourselves at some stage down the line is how far do we follow this Naga issue?
You kind of just left it in the north.
Yeah, we are not doing it actively, it's just if we are encountering it, then that is something to... Not direct, well, in the mount.
Is it not?
I suppose in the Simurgnes there were Naga there, but...
Indeed.
Here they were already gone.
So I pose this to all of you. Do we pursue this going forward? To be truthful with all of you, is this a selfish endeavour? It is it not? I asked you to come here for me. One life. One.
Not just for you, it's for somebody that you love as well. So you're not even doing it for yourself.
Exactly.
You're doing it for your mom.
Yep. And I missed the mountains as well, so it's good to come back.
I just really like hanging out with you guys. I didn't want to be back at home when you guys are out having these adventures. Like, this is, I mean, there are terrible parts of it, don't get me wrong, but this is way more interesting and exciting than just sitting back in Hadwood. I don't even know what I would do there anymore. Train up the other guards?
Damn it, Zaire. My point is this an idiot's clause? Did I just run home to try and sort one life out when the Naga are killing this amount daily? How many mothers and children out there are being ripped from their families?
Well, currently we have no leads to directly follow them, even if we wanted to.
But we did, and I pulled us away from that for nothing. What have we actually done so far? We've saved some people.
The Naga issue was already being handled. We helped with it, sure, but we are only 4 people, Edwin. We did what we could, and then we had other priorities, and now we are here for that.
My point is, I don't
If we find further leads to Nagas in this area, and if they are indeed causing issues, then we'll take it from there.
Fine.
We can also take care of any Nagas that we come across.
Indeed.
So be it then. We do that. Ignore what I've said. It's just expunge then.
Yeah, we don't need to go out of our way to keep doing more for it, but if it comes across our path, we can decide at the time if we want to pursue or if we just want to
And-
leave it be.
You speak like we already haven't helped a lot of people. We helped Murimbury. We helped Volon. We have done a lot on this journey alone.
There's not a lot
Indeed.
of people out there that can say they saved an entire town very nearly
Exactly.
single-handedly.
Who did we lose then? And we'll get up very quickly. Not these people we knew, but the other people. If this Naga threat is so great that 2 great drakes are mobilizing towards it, why did I think it was a good idea to come back here? Why do we follow this path of, frankly, wandering the mountains? I struggle to understand. Is one life worth that?
It is to
I
me.
don't want it to not be. But how do you measure that? Sorry, go on. I don't mean to interrupt you.
And who's to say your mother is the only victim of this disease that's about to come? Who's to say if we find this flower, you can't help even more people with that?
It's
Same way
one,
we did with the candle mushrooms.
but it's one flower.
It doesn't have to be one flower. We might find a cluster of them. You saw one flower, Emma.
I don't know very many
know what you
flowers
saw, but-
that grow one in an area. Usually they have to have seeds and spread. There might be a whole field of hollow lilies out there, Edwin. We just don't know until we get there. For right now, why don't we just focus on putting one foot in front of the other until we get to the next spot, and then we can make a decision there, and then keep on moving ahead.
Exactly. One thing at a time.
I understand your points. I do. I just worry.
I know. But you cannot keep carrying the whole world by yourself.
If
That is not
Drazenka
healthy
says-
for anyone.
If Drazenka says you can't keep carrying the word to yourself, he'll look at you in not disbelief, but a questioning look. Can we not now? It would seem some of us think differently. All of you are going to do something very, very important with your lives very soon.
And you've already done something very important with yours, Edwin.
That's not the point. I appreciate your point, your suggestions, Ira, but it's not the point, is it? But you're right. Simply talking here isn't going to help anyone. We should go. And I hope those people out there, being, frankly, consumed by this Naga crisis, feel the same. And will perk himself up and go to bed.
Does the party do anything for setting off the next day?
Nothing unusual
Nope.
or
nothing for
special.
me.
Yep.
Well, the day can start with Jaster rolling a d100. It was actually very even today. Everyone had a roll.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Oh fuck!
More rocks.
Rock slide squared.
No, this is actually falling rocks spelled R-O-C, not R-O-C-K.
Oh shit! This is the one that kills us. Oh god.
I should stop giving the GM ideas.
As you continue on your way towards Hartburn, the temperature rises slowly but steadily as the sight of snow becomes rather rare. With this temperature, it would have been weird to not have some vapor in the air as the snow melted. However, the air becomes relatively thick with moisture as your nose hairs burn at the ends, as you can smell a quite strong scent of kind of a flowery water, almost like a perfume that is drifting on the wind from the west.
I'm assuming that's coming from the volcano.
It would be too close to you to be coming from the volcano. The volcano would definitely not be giving you a flowery water scent.
True.
Does anybody recognize that smell? I'm not sure if I do.
Not me.
Can't say I smell anything. Siren.
Really? You can't smell it?
I don't know if it's perception or was that just everyone has it initially.
What?
Does everyone smell this, or is it certain people?
Yeah, everyone smells it.
Oh. So I have no idea. I can try and. Is there
Kind of
anything-
smells like a clean bath.
A little strong for that.
Indeed, it seems so fresh. Is it worth looking at?
I think so. It's not a smell that I would really think should be out here.
I agree.
It's a flowery smell. Could be the lilies.
I agree entirely. We should check this out, please.
Make our way towards it.
All right. It doesn't take too long, about 10 minutes, until you eventually come across a bubbling spring. The waters bubble and break every so often, releasing colourful, dazzling water into the air. Is then rushed off with the heavy winds of the mountains. Surrounded in grass, vines, and surprisingly very full of life trees, this area looks to be a sanctum amongst the chilly, soon-to-be very warm mountainsides. As far as you can tell, there is no sign of any other flora or fauna that would give you pause.
Let's just investigate then.
Yeah, let's just have a look around.
There's not really much else to look around here. You could identify the spring, though.
Identify as in magical?
Yes.
Not it.
Not it too.
I'll aid.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Good aid.
Isn't
Big
And
one.
it's important.
it? That
think
20 is
there are-
important.
I think there is a feat that increases the bonus from aid and other by like 2 every 5 over or something.
Can we just give
Either
that
way.
to G as a individual, like for going forward?
Hmm. Now she's got to pick it up. Maybe
No.
this spring will give it to
Because
her.
if she
You
starts
don't
doing it for going forward, she'll only roll ones.
know. Mm.
That's true. That's true. Don't do it. Don't be tempted by this.
Edwin, aided by the knowledge of Drazenka, you're able to identify the spring, and then identify it again, and then identify it again, as the waters shift in a multitude of hues from the full spectrum of spell schools. Some are helpful, some are not so helpful, and some of them vary on both sides. You would know that you can only be affected by the spring once, and once it has affected you, it's either going to be a temporary thing or it could be a permanent thing. But you would not be able to get rid of it unless you did a corresponding effect, such as dispel or remove curse, etc.
This is a roiling font of magic. There is the possibility of a beneficial effect here. However, there's a possibility of a worse, if not even worse, effect. I cannot help you from a curse until I further my studies. I will leave this choice in your hands.
Screw it. I need a bath and I'll jump in.
I mean, it's
Oh,
a drinking,
no.
but bathing good work. Alright, Zairan, or more of a question for Entro. Are you fine with permanent effects that would change your character?
Yes.
Alright.
And I'll say that just as a kind of a roleplay type standpoint, like taking a bath, I'll be like pulling it out in my hands and like scrubbing myself with it and drinking it from my hands, not like getting into a small drinking bowl and trying to wash myself that way.
Yep, that's totally fine. Roll me a D100.
Come on, baby.
Okay. As you kind of like horse bathe yourself with this spring, you don't feel any immediate effects. However, when you go to tell the party, hey, it's fine, or whatever you would say, you don't notice it, but everyone can see on your neck a small growth protrudes as there is a miniature version of your face as it speaks of you in unison.
Oh, that's weird.
Edwin's just in shock. Like no words.
Well, that is unusual.
I did say it was varied.
How do you feel? Does it hurt?
No, it sounds weird. I don't like the way my
You
voice
don't
sounds.
hear it. It's like you're just hearing your own voice normally. Like if they point it out to you, you can feel and see that there's something there, but you don't hear it. It's just as if you were hearing your voice when you speak normally.
Yeah,
But everyone else can hear as if you have like a unison going on.
I don't really notice anything.
I'll take, because I do have a mirror, so I'm taking out my mirror and just maybe take a look.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Oh, That's disturbing.
I mean, it's even more disturbing as the mouth will move as you're speaking.
You may wish to cover that.
Maybe. Anybody else want to try?
Well, before that, should we try to like detect magic and identify what this is?
I did.
You can certainly do so.
No, I think she's talking
Not
about the growth.
the growth in specifically.
Yeah, the pool. It does one bad thing. And
No,
two very
not
bad
not the pool.
Not
the growth
pool,
on my
I'm
neck.
Oh, the growth. Sorry.
Yeah,
growth,
you
yes.
you can identify the growth.
Can aid
Mhm.
if Edwin's doing it.
Oh yeah, this is interesting.
You know that this is a morphing effect. It cannot be dispelled. It is a permanent thing. But you can use a similar polymorph effect, and it would counteract and remove that.
Okay. Does it seem harmful? Do we know that at least?
It's not harmful in any way. The only thing that would be harmful is that he now has an extra mouth that he could, like, hurt. But I mean, he could technically feed it.
Can I
It's connected
breathe
to his
out of
neck.
it?
I mean, it's your face, so it has a nose and a mouth, but you can't really control it. It would be breathing, but you're not doing it.
But not in the same
Okay.
capacity. Like you can't take the volume in. I'd imagine if it's tiny.
No.
I mean, I think
It
if Al
does the
spots
same
this,
thing as your face. If you're holding your breath, that thing is holding its breath.
I think if Al
Okay.
spots this, she's probably going to go over and go, ew, gross.
Not the best result, but it's an interesting one.
It's just not interesting, it's gross.
You're just mad because there's two of me.
No. If anything, it's worse.
Yeah, there's two of me.
Exactly. It's gross.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Do any of us have an inkling to get in there? Because I'll be honest, any choice I had has been slightly waylaid by the fact that Zayun has grown another head.
I could try cutting it
Oh,
off.
no. Face. It would hurt.
No, don't cut it off. My point is, I don't think this. You know what? You don't need to know what I think. It's a choice of yours.
Anyone else having a sip or a bathe?
No.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'll level with you. After that, especially that, no. Alright.
Alright.
Dang
You don't
it,
have to.
nobody else.
I was considering it, and you came up with another head, and I went, nope. Not today.
Playing a character has way too high wisdom for that.
You could try to time it so that you get something good.
I was interested in the
No,
effects.
not
I don't
particularly.
think there's timing. It is just completely like random rainbow effect. Not even a rainbow. It's just like all is built. I have characters who would do it, but Drazenka isn't one of them.
Edwin is not that man. There are other people that would do it, but not today.
Alright, if you want, you can just leave the spring where it is. Does the party continue on their way to Hartburn?
Yeah.
Alright. And reaching the metropolis, that is Hartburn, we will end the session here.